dim-lit chandeliers glow. We'll sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small. In this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall, let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. They sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low. Just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to Last Call. The 1970s were a really weird time. Bell-bottoms, psychedelics, weird hairdos, polyester, and Brazilians were completely unknown in North America. But children were able to enjoy the insanity too, as evidenced by the guano-crazy toys that actually injured and killed some kids. As someone who grew up in the era, I'll tell you all about it. So sit down, get comfortable, top off your glasses, let's roll this Canarble Wagon right now.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
Release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken! The Kraken!
Why is the rum always gone?
Hello, can everybody hear me? That's okay.
Troy will be back in a moment. We're having some technical difficulties. That seems to be like the order of the day. Is it like, full moon or something?
It's been a
Testing
bizarre
1,
week.
2. Fuck.
Yeah. Okay. Now I can hear you, honey.
And if you would please mute,
I
thank
did.
you. Oh, Maron.
So you were talking about the Kraken.
I was saying, were you able to hear me?
No, but I assume that's what
okay.
you were because you had the big glass. Is that a brown
Yes.
mumbler I saw?
I said no. I said I'm thankful for rum because I am having a hell of a night tonight. I never start a stream late, let alone this late. So I apologize most unreservedly to all of you. I don't think an F-bomb counts if you can't hear it. Just reading my lips doesn't count. That does not count. Oh, I almost just did it right then.
We've all been having a week. This country's been having a week. Okay,
It
yes.
has. I am running behind because I was trying to get a video posted before we went live. It may or may not have done so. I don't know. But those of you that joined me for Liquid Lunch on Thursday, it was really just my closing from that. So if it didn't post, I will post it again after this. But anyway, welcome to whatever show it is I'm doing now. What is it? Last Call. Welcome to Last Call. My gosh. Boomer, how are you doing and what are you sipping on?
I'm doing fine. I have a glass of Florida orange juice that I am drinking. Get some vitamin C,
Is it freshly squeezed?
I don't know. It said it was organic on the bottle.
That means absolutely nothing, legally speaking. I have been watching, there's a guy, I don't know his name, but he resembles the guy that was playing Commissioner Gordon in the Sparkly Bats movie. Do you know that actor? He was
crap! I know his name too. What the heck is his name?
It doesn't matter because
he's a good actor. I just can't think of his name. Yeah.
He resembles this guy, and he does those very short videos like,
yes.
I did not know this, but I heard about this, and it's usually about food-related things and stuff like that. And he's been doing a lot of stuff with freshly squeezed juices, and he's got this juicer that I've never seen before. It looks like it's made out of steel, and you pull it down and it squeezes everything out of the fruit in like just, it's just like super powerful. And he compared it to like, an electric squeezer and stuff like that. And it like gets twice as much juice out anyway, I want to get one of those juicers.
Do you remember the old orange juice squeezers? Maybe they still make these that you and I had back in the day. I'm sure you had them. They had the crank. They were metal. You would cut the orange in half and you would squeeze it and you'd squeeze it to get a little bit of juice out of it. And then you do the other one. I think they had it in the Superman 2 movie where Lois is like complaining.
Yes.
And he freshly squeezed orange juice, and it's like you go through like 8 oranges to get one little glass or something.
Well, the new ones are the same basic design, but it literally crushes everything out of it. I think you even get a lot of the oils from the skin and whatnot. Anyway,
good stuff.
What I had in the 70s, or what my mom had, was this trapezoidal shaped, that 70s green looking thing with a black plastic thing on it. And it had the squeezy part on top that went, and you would push the top, the half of the orange into it, and it basically muddled it is what it basically did. And you got almost no friggin' juice out of it.
Oh.
It absolutely was not worth it. But these newer ones look like they're worth it. And Netter, how are you doing putting up with my yelling and screaming and cussing and swearing over here on this side before we went live?
Well, I figured you only...
I'm going to need another drink very, very soon.
Can I finish my sentence before you cut me off? I'm going to say you're only about a quarter way through that. By the time you get to the bottom of that one, you're going to be feeling a little more
I'll be
more
a lot more mellow. Yeah, you're absolutely
And if I have to, I'll give you another curly whirly.
Another curly whirly. Yeah, she did give me a curly whirly.
Okay.
That actually kept me on even keel until now. So
Here.
you're going to have to order some more of these for the holidays, because I'll be done with these before we even get to a holiday. So I'm sorry, what did you say you were drinking?
I am drinking my Polar brand black cherry seltzer water.
No booze for you, huh?
No.
You deserve it putting up with me.
I was thinking about it. I might actually go up and make myself a coconut rum and pineapple juice thing.
You do have, you do have pineapple juice up there.
Here's what's weird. Okay, y'all know that I've been talking about this class I've been taking for work. Our teacher trainer keeps canceling. She canceled last week, like the last 2 classes, so Thursday and Friday, because of something that happened in her company and she needed to deal with. Okay, fine, we get that. So then she reschedules for this week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We had class on Wednesday. I missed Thursdays, but it was recorded because I had another meeting that conflicted. And then she canceled today, and then sent us an email going, I'll just record this so you guys can watch the recording. It's like, okay, wow. Wait for us to be able to ask you questions and stuff. I've had a couple of different trainers because with my company, you are allowed to take certain classes so you can kind of see how the other half sees things. Like when somebody buys one of our products, we can see what it's like for them, including taking the exams for some of these things. And she's the worst trainer I've ever had. It's like she doesn't explain things well. She keeps putting down our company going, well, if you're taking this test with my company, it wouldn't be this answer, it'd be this answer. It's like, okay, I don't care if you sit on our board. You're disrespecting my company that you are teaching. So if we get a chance to give a review at the end like we do at the other classes I've taken, I'm going to put in there, tells way too many stories because she keeps getting off topic and does not train well. Can we do this again with a different trainer?
Yeah. When you're in school and they get off topic, you enjoy it. When you're at work and you have work to do and you need to know stuff for work, you want the business taken care of.
I mean, the thing is, it's like the class, whether we passed the exam or not, is not anything that's going to count for or against us. I mean, I suppose if we pass the thing, it's like, hey, now you got this credential, cool. But if we don't pass it, it's not really a big deal. It's more to give you the experience.
Yeah.
But the fact that she trains so badly, if this is how she is training people not in our company,
that's not a good sign.
Oh my goodness, she is a bad trainer.
I agree. Connie Cleary says, hail to Last Call to Troy Pacelli. Thank you so much, Birdwoman of YouTube. Fluff Chick Production, we super appreciate you. Lynn Green says, hail all, just swinging by before the crazies arrive in chat on Moonskull. Go do the blue wrenchy thing and take care of those people. Looking forward to watching this later. No problem. Super appreciate you, and I totally understand. By the way, seeing Jesse Guajardo in the chat reminds me, there was one little fact that I forgot to share today when I was talking about what's the name of the drink that I'm having? Damn, man, what is wrong with me today? Everything has just gone out of my head.
A root beer float, is that what you're having?
Oh, actually, that would not have been a bad idea.
I have coconut ice cream upstairs wrapped in chocolate. You want to drop one in there?
No. I'm good.
You might want to have one later, though.
No, I Cuba Libre. Cuba Libre. What does Cuba Libre mean in Spanish? Do you know, Boomer?
No. Something to do with a chupacabra, maybe?
Well, I see where your mind goes.
Isn't Libre book?
That's Libra.
Oh.
Libre means free. Free Cuba.
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of a political statement there.
So you're drinking a free drink there.
Well, no. It's free Cuba from the oppressive Marxists that have been running it for a generation and a half. That's as political as we're going to get tonight. Netter says, I'm the love of her life. Even after all the cussing and swearing that I was doing on this end, I think she is an incredibly tolerant woman. please pray for her. Let's see. We've got Big Al with Big Al prevents me from going insane sometimes, I think. Films with Friends raid. Yes, they were watching The Raven tonight. Have a great
That's
show.
A classic. Boris Karloff, is that right? Is that the one I'm
Yes, it
thinking of?
is. Peter Lorre, I believe.
And Vincent Price.
Exactly.
And Hazel Court, who's easy on the eyes.
There
and
you go.
A young Jack Nicholson, I believe, as well. Yes.
And I was recommending The Raven by, or at least the musical adaptation of The Raven by the Alan Parsons Project. Quote the Raven, nevermore. Yeah, it's worth checking out. Definitely check it out. Matthew Flynn, the Gladiator of Chaon, says, so where's the Vindicare Assassin? Oh, sorry, I didn't say it right. Vindicare. Yeah, he was saying that it seemed like an Italian word. Vindicare assassin. There you go. Salute, Deleted Seeds. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Don't want to miss nobody here. Age Boomer. Yeah, we said hi to you already. Yes, I want to apologize for starting so late. Technical difficulties. Let's see. Hey, guys, guess what? Effing Billy Baldwin blocked me on Twitter. Congratulations! You're doing a great job, my friend. I consider that a badge of honor. Effing Hollywood. Yeah, exactly right. These people can just curl up and die for all I care. I'm really over the pompous people that believe there's some kind of aristocracy. I really, really do. Laney Mist over there on the Netters Network, dropping the blue, because she knows that encourages Netter. Tomorrow's going to be a fun day for a barbecue with friends. Good. I am so glad to hear that. Barbecues are always fun.
Just don't barbecue your friends.
Yeah, don't barbecue your friends. That would be bad. And yourself. Don't barbecue yourself. Be very careful. Around fire and booze. They can mix, but be very careful in how you mix them. Deleted Scenes, badge of honor indeed, and yes, F Hollywood, Greek style. There you go. Welcome, Mark Dahley. Good to see you. I'm not sure I understand the Purple Crown icon. That's perfectly fine, Matthew Flynn, because none of us do. The theory is that YouTube gives you experience points for commenting in the chat. So you get points for being, and this is pure speculation. We don't know for sure any more than we know what the YouTube's algorithms are doing. But I believe that some of the things are being the first person to comment, the person with the most comments, dropping super chats, dropping emojis, membership emojis. I think all of these things give you experience points, and it's for bragging rights to be number 1, 2, and 3 in the chat. It doesn't garner you anything other than my absolute respect for you even trying.
It's like, if any of you ever watched that show with Drew Carey, Whose Line Is It Anyway? It's like, y'all do these things and the points don't matter. That's exactly what this is. The
exactly
points
right.
don't matter.
Exactly right. Where the points don't matter. Points don't matter, just like a merkin on a porn star. Mark Daly says, love the opening song. I appreciate that. I will pass that along to Sophia, and no, Boomer, I'm still not going to introduce you to her. It's some kind of engaging thing. Yeah, exactly. It's meant to bring about engagement, which apparently, again, from what I understand, they're saying engagement is the only thing that matters as far as your stream, and yet that doesn't mean they're going to suggest your channel to anybody. Folks, we are dead in the water as YouTube content creators. We are not getting any help from YouTube other than them hosting our videos. If you don't share out the stream, if you don't watch the stream, we get no views. And If you don't support us in some way, shape, or form, we pretty much get $0.
Someone in the chat wants to know what a curly whirly is. Show them
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go big. Well, let me hide that. Let me go big. So curly whirly. For those of you in the United States that are old enough to remember marathon bars, curly whirly is essentially a British or Cadbury version of the marathon bar. It is a caramel, and you can see the basic shape of it. It's kind of like a braid that's dipped in this case, it's a Cadbury chocolate. I do believe Marathon was M&M Mars chocolate.
You can have it.
And I'm going to go ahead and have my third curly whirly of the day, which means I'm not going to have any curly whirlies left for the holidays.
No.
I know, it's terrible. It's
terrible.
Although Netter also
American chocolate.
Yeah, well, and Netter also has some jelly babies.
And Flake.
And Flake. Oh, Flake. Flake is, how do I describe Flake?
Flake is...
I can't show it to you.
Well, you can kind of see in the corner of the package.
It's a candy bar, but the chocolate isn't solid. It's like dribbled in ribbons, so it's flaky, you know?
It kind of looks like, if you look at a tree, how the bark goes, it kind of looks like that, and it's all the way through, but it's like you take a bite and it just falls apart in your mouth. It crumbles.
What I've seen a lot of folks in the UK do with Flake is they'll use it to mix a hot chocolate because it melts in the hot chocolate, which is...
Or you could put it in coffee.
Put it in coffee? Sure. Absolutely.
Coffee, like Lorelai Gilmore.
Or Special Agent Dale Cooper.
He likes coffee as well.
So this is what Nate is saying. Just exactly what I was getting at. Like, share, subscribe, comment, become a member. Just remember, membership on this channel earns you a free movie rewatch every Monday. From old retro films to fan films that you can't find anywhere else, to sometimes films that are still in the theaters. Just saying.
And you get to hang out with good friends.
Absolutely.
How's your bar? It looks tasty.
Oh, it's very good. It's caramel and chocolate. You kind of can't go wrong. Drive by like Kapla. Back from the dilithium mines and having a day I expected. Have a great stream. Take care, Mark. Thanks for being here. And you guys are yeah, just to be clear, I was not muted. For whatever reason, and I was even seeing, down below, the mic is showing as talking. I had no way of knowing you guys couldn't hear me at the time.
Until I said. Mm-hmm. Because I hear you in my ear first. Even though you're sitting right across from me, I hear you in my ear, and I hear you actually talking. And it's like, something's not right here.
Let's see. Technically, all food and drink is organic. Well, yeah. Even the stuff they dip in paraffin wax is technically still organic.
Yeah, it's like if you, and I haven't actually worked for this company for a long time, so this is not like
Jeffrey Wright was the actor I was trying to think of. Thank you, Big Al.
Yeah. If you want chocolate that has no paraffin in it, Godiva chocolate. It's also kosher. But that's when I used to work for them, they actually had trained us that their chocolate has 0 paraffin in it. And they're like, what I want you to do is they had us go down to the Fannie Mae that was on a lower level and go in, and it's like, you will smell the paraffin. So now every time I walk into a chocolate shop, I can smell that wax. It just kind of stays with you.
Matt Dahley says, you referred to F-bomb count, wondering how many you're shooting for. No, it's not a goal. I am attempting to have 0 because that's how you get your channel, you get your video demonetized. Not that the AdSense really matters. I get like pennies on the stream, literally.
Yeah, the paraffin is a kind of almost like a preservative to help it to last longer. But yeah, once you know what that smell is, anytime you go into a candy shop, you will smell that and go, "That's the paraffin."
It's no good.
Geek Flag says, Netters, I watched Thursday Things last night. Probably one of the worst interviews. I'm telling you, that 13th child guy got to get his shit together. Yep.
He has apologized profusely for technical difficulties and even gave me my very first, what was it called? Super
chat. Super thanks. Yeah. He needs to get his stuff together or he's never going to make it in this business. Look, we've all been there, right? I had some issues when I first started. Actually, I was lucky. I was able to iron out the bugs a little bit by being in a member stream on Midnight's Edge. And they talked me through, make sure you have the headphone, make sure your mic is on and working, and and all of that. So I got it figured out, but it took a while. And then I had to upgrade my camera, upgrade my mic. Yeah, I'm getting there. And here we go. CluuStudio, yes, Cuba Libre, free Cuba. We have bigger fish to fry, otherwise we might focus on Cuba. I drank a lot of rum and cokes in my reckless youth. Mark Dahley, check out my liquid lunch today. I was talking about the origin or the supposed origins of the rum and coke and the Cuba Libre, which is a related cocktail.
CluuStudios has in here swear jar. Every time he swears, we have to give him a super chat.
Oh, that would be nice. Because, that actually makes a lot of sense. Because like I say, I have a lot of my older videos, my older live streams have been demonetized for ad revenue because you swear and they say, well, you can't be
can't do that.
Monetized. Yeah, exactly. Perfect drink for salsa lessons. The rum gives you the courage, the caffeine, and the coke is the energy. The lime, like a spoonful of sugar, makes the medicine go down. I'm starting to realize that. The lime actually brings a flavor to it. Now, of course, I am using Kraken rum, so I could drink that stuff straight. It's sweet, it's yummy, I love it. But the lime actually brings a little bit to it. And CluuStudio Fragile. We'll get more into that as we get into the holiday season.
Fragile. Must be Italian.
Fragile. It's got to be from Italy. Yeah, exactly.
Matthew Flynn says the flake goes in an ice cream cone.
Oh, I can see that. They haven't given me a prize yet. No. No. It's like Marvel. It's like the old Marvel comics. No prize is what it really is. Welcome, Lester San Jose. Skeptic Tank Obsessions. Glad to see you, my friend. Let's see. Okay, I know what a curly whirly is, but that sounds dirty. Like she gave me a curly whirly and later she's going to dingly my dang. I like that. What's that song?
Something Austin Powers would say.
And little hurdy-gurdy gave his friend
Blinded by the Light.
Gave his friend a curly whirly and asked me if I needed a ride. I'm pretty sure I got those words wrong. What?
You gotta read the next super chat.
There's a super chat? Oh, there is a super chat. Coming soon from Disney. Mary Poppins Vampire Hunter. Cue the band. Just a spoonful of garlic makes the vampire go down. That's actually a brilliant idea.
I would go see that.
Have you seen, there's a video out there, Scary Mary. It redoes the scenes from, it re-edits scenes from Mary Poppins. And it has with the overlay of the music, stay awake. And it's like a little desaturated. And it's just like really friggin' spooky. Makes it look like Mary Poppins is a horror film. I kind of like that whole idea.
It could be.
Troy, have you ever tried the toy themed candies like gummy green apple army men, fruity Lego gummy, or hard candy Lego? No, I have not. I am very, very interested. Welcome, Outlaw Bill. Always, always good to see you, my friend. And Geek Flag with Nate Knows for $2. Thank you very much, says. So we can curse as long as we pay for it. Fuck. I figure for $2, which is more than I would have ever gotten in ad revenue, I can say it. So you paid for it, I can say it.
Okay. What's his name now? George Carlin.
I specifically believe, CluuStudios, that Mary Poppins is a Time Lord. Think about that for a second. You were saying, Netter?
George Carlin created what I consider to be the best cheer of all time.
Here we go. If I wasn't demonetized before, I'm definitely going to be demonetized now, and it is totally worth it. Listen.
So George Carlin said, I've got the best cheer ever. Listen to this. Rat shit, bat shit, dirty old twat. 69 assholes tied in a knot. Hooray, lizard shit, fuck.
Yup, I remember that.
I don't remember any other comedy routine he did, but that one always stayed with me.
My favorite was the English being the hardest language, and the spelling and pronunciation of words. That whole, and the routine was different every time. He was kind of brilliant. But,
was that the one where he's like, something like, good food? No,
good
it's food.
Good food or good food? They're both spelled OOD, right? They should be pronounced the same, yeah. But anyway, we are absolutely...
Clue says bad now to go to the corner.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's... If she can get away with it, and I can say the F word when you guys pay for the naughty words, I will absolutely.
But plus,
say
y'all know that I usually don't swear. So.
There are limitations to what I will say if you put it into a super chat, but don't say any no words that are gonna be so egregious it gets the whole channel taken down. But I'll say the F words. I'll say the F word. I'll say the T word. I'll say the
T word. I know the F word.
You just said it.
Oh.
Dirty old twat.
That's another word for Karens.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Which are
right.
also see you next Tuesdays.
Oh, Nate. No, she doesn't. Not anymore. No, Nate. No.
No, my mom actually passed away 5 years ago now. 4 years ago.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so we are...
Wait, we got another super chat.
Okay, here we go.
Yay.
From Risky Business. There's a time... Oh, I love this one. There's a time... Wait a minute. I got to blow this up because my old eyes...
There are times...
No, I got this. There are times that call for flowery language and eloquent dialogue. And sometimes you just got to say, what the fuck? Absolutely true. And let me say, that movie is the movie where I fell in love with Rebecca De Mornay. And when I met Netter, I was like, hey, you look a lot like Rebecca De Mornay. Just saying. No, we never did anything on a train. Not that it's any of your business. I think Mary Poppins and the creature from it are the same life form. Okay, that's fair. So let's finally get to talking about. So that actually brings up the. Is that why you chose that? Is that supposed to be Annabelle? Is that the deadly toy that you chose to represent you today?
That is Raggedy Andy, not Raggedy Ann. Ann was the...
Sorry, I misgendered
what
you.
Is wrong
My
with
apologies.
I picked this because even though I was not a child of the 70s, my siblings were. And apparently my older sister, she was obsessed with getting a Raggedy Ann alarm clock. Like, she was actually stressed that she wouldn't get this for Christmas. This was like a big thing. And the alarm clock would say, Andy, it's time to get out of bed, I think, and start your happy day. It was something around those lines, okay? And sometimes the alarm clock would go off in the middle of the night. and start. You'd hear Raggedy Ann yelling out.
I remember the Raggedy Ann and Andy alarm clock. I had a Raggedy Ann doll, but it was one of those like way oversized ones. It was almost, when I was young, it was almost as tall as I was. Remember, this was Raggedy Ann, right? I slept with a female doll that was the same size as me. Yeah.
I had one.
I had a waifu pillow before it was cool. Just
yet you developed you like blondes instead of redheads. Okay.
Yeah, because the red yarn was not the thing.
I had one like that, but mine was Bozo.
A Bose. Give me a second. Bell. What was his name?
Bob Bell.
Bob Bell. Exactly.
Well, it didn't look like him. It was a Bozo doll.
Yeah, I know.
But it stood about,
the toys were a very stylized version of Bozo.
What is that, about 3 feet tall or so?
Wow. I had one that was about a foot and a half. It had a hard plastic face. Yeah, I mean, Bozo was a big deal in the Chicagoland area. Let's just be honest. So...
You have another super chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to read it because I'm at the point where English is hard.
True and rough do not rhyme.
Though
English, you're fired.
Trough and rough
do
not rhyme. English, you're fired. Yeah, exactly. Well, it depends because I just pronounced trough with the British pronunciation. So
And I totally misread the words.
And through is another one. Yeah, you're absolutely right. None of them are spelled the same.
Yeah, you got through, and through.
And I'm a student of etymology. I care about the origin of words, and there's a lot of words in the English language that come from Latin, from French, from Germanic, and sometimes these are very, very different words and very difficult to transliterate, in other words, spell in a way that conveys their pronunciation. Plus, you have the difference between British English and the Webster alterations.
Isn't that Oxford English?
Well, there's Oxford English, yes, but then Webster decided, well, we need to break from British English, and we got to simplify our spelling, which, of course, makes me think of the old Saturday Night Live Decabet. Look that up. I'll bet someone can find it on the YouTubes.
Oh.
Let's get into it. Let's talk about some of these deadly toys. Deadly toys.
All right. I'm going to talk about it. We got it up.
The 70s were a crazy time, just a reminder.
Now, to be fair, well, the majority of them are from the 70s. We do have some from other decades on here, too. And there's a reason for that, because basically we'll get to it. But before, we actually have one from the 60s, the Mattel Firebolt machine gun. Now, you had sent me the ad for this, remember?
Yes, I did.
And I'm sorry, I'll find out what the Google Foo told me this was, but I don't know if there's anything about this dangerous. Now, they do advertise this as you can be like a G-Man, getting rid of those nasty syndicate criminals.
Yep.
Syndicate criminals. Not mafia. We don't use that word. There is no mafia. Yeah. And Firebolt machine gun.
Could be like Elliot Ness and his Untouchables.
Going after a man, maybe he's Italian, but anyone can be a criminal.
In Chicago, it depends. If he was South Side, he might have been Italian. If he was North Side, he might have been Irish. Just saying.
Actually, according to Al Capone, at least according to the Untouchables television series, he acted like his mother or grandmother was Irish because he was trying to hit on his wife, who was an Irish American. He was like, "Hey, I'm Irish on my mother's side." I don't know if that was true, but he was saying that.
I don't know. That's interesting. I'll have to look into it. But yes, well, I mean, and in theory, not in fact, but in theory, I am half Italian and half Irish.
Well,
I'm Italian on my mother's side, Irish on my father's side. Yeah, really, he was redneck, but he claims to be Irish.
Well, we all got
claimed because he's dead as a doornail.
We all got a little bit of a hillbilly in all of us, right? I think that's why in horror movies the evil hillbilly, like, we have such a visceral reaction to it because we know deep down somewhere one of our ancestors was
I could make a joke about having a little hillbilly in someone, but I'm not going to, because I know I'm just drunk enough to get myself in troubles.
Okay. This is what I got from, and I'll be blunt, this is from Google AI. I'm sorry, I couldn't find information on this thing. I even looked at the video, like you had said. I didn't.
Yeah.
All the comments are shut off. Maybe they couldn't talk about it anymore.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's a pew pew.
Yeah. Well, it's a very realistic looking pew pew, and it was a cap gun that functioned like an automatic weapon.
This is a beautiful toy. When I was a child, I loved cap guns.
I do want to give a credit. This was brought to my attention by Mark Malnikoff some time ago, and I was like, I want it. He's like, I know, me too.
Big fan of cap guns as a kid. This was before they started putting the red tips on them, because you got some little kid pointing it at a police officer. And of course, this thing looks almost like the real thing. Anyway, that might be why it's a dangerous toy, actually. But Firebolt machine gun, late 1950s, early 60s, was a plastic toy gun that fired caps for sound and used a vibrasonic feature, but it is not inherently dangerous compared to real weapons or guns that shoot projectiles. Thank you, Google AI. That's very astute of you to tell me that. Okay. It's not as dangerous as a real gun. I had no idea. Okay. The primary safety concern with this type, again, is real experience, which could lead to it being missing for a real firearm. Okay. What is the Mattel? Okay, so toy manufacturer Mattel, late 50s, use a bolt action mechanism. So unlike modern airsoft or pellet guns, Firebolt did not shoot actual projectiles, so it doesn't pose a risk. It's a cap gun, and I love cap guns. I'm sorry. I guess they're the heating. Oh, wait a minute. There's also this thing for historical, like Maker Toy, which had a heating element and posed burn risks. Okay, so
yeah.
And Firebolt is different from the modern toy guns that shoot plastic pellets, which can cause severe injuries like permanent vision loss. Yeah, be careful with those Nerf guns, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah. Okay, but this was the bolt gun, and so I think it's a cool toy. I kind of wish I had one, because I was a big fan of cap guns.
This was meant to be our bonus presentation. This wasn't a 70s toy.
I threw it at the beginning because I thought let's start earlier, and this is like an honor. This was supposed to be like an honorable mention, and like I said, I kind of cheated with the theme a little bit here as we get into it, but we'll get into it. Super elastic bubble plastic. This is our first 70s toy. Did you have this? Let's show a picture of this.
I did not have the original super elastic bubble plastic. I had a knockoff version that I got in my. This is going to see how many people remember this. Remember St. Nicholas Day, where you would get some bits and bobs in your stocking prior to Christmas on the feast day of St. Nicholas?
No.
You remember that? Okay.
No.
That
sounds nice. I didn't experience that growing up, though.
Yeah, growing up Catholic, that was a thing that we did, and I got, and honestly, what I got for St. Nicholas Day was always the cheap stuff that they could throw into your stocking, right? And please sound off in the chat if you guys even know about St. Nicholas Day. But it was like the pre-Christmas Christmas. And it was always like rack toys, if you know what rack toys are. And Super Elastic Bubble Plastic had its knockoffs in the rack toy section. These cheap little tiny tubes, but it was basically the same thing. I'm sorry, I've kind of infringed on your talking.
That's all right.
So go ahead.
By the way, I do have this from an article called, I'll cite it, Dangerous Toys of the 70s That Would Never Get Approved of Today. That's the but anyway, here's what it says. Trippy colored goo allowed kids to blow large plastic bubbles with a provided straw, so you got a free straw. That's nice. Think bubblegum meets chemical plant. Problem was the goop released nasty chemical fumes, caused dizziness, headaches, and chemical burns, and was dangerously flammable.
Yes, it was. It absolutely was.
Just the toy to pair with candles, campfires, and parentally unsupervised life of the 1970s.
And don't forget that everybody's parents smoked in the 70s. Just let's point that out as well.
Hey, can you imagine like your old man, like he's like, hey, I'm gonna do something funny and pop it with my cigarette.
yeah, exactly.
And then there's the burn. It says, he'll get over it. What was with the 70s, man? Why was everything so dangerous, man? You kids, man. I don't know if the kids today to handle this. I don't know. I'm just saying.
So yeah, what this was, and I'm going to speculate because I don't know what the actual materials were, but it was some sort of a elasticine product with I'm going to assume acetone mixed into it, and that made it kind of goopy, and then you would squeeze it out of the tube onto this little straw and blow into it. Make a bubble out of it, and as it expanded, the acetone would evaporate, and you would be left with this slightly sticky plastic. So you can pinch it off right where it joined with the straw, and you'd have a bubble. You'd have a plastic bubble that.
And you could be the boy in the plastic bubble.
I don't know what good this was. You could play with it for a little bit before it would eventually rupture and turn into a piece of plastic garbage. And you got different. Well, really, and you got these different colors. You could kind of swirl together to have like swirls of color. The 70s were big on swirls of colors. You had we didn't. I don't think we have even in our presentation anything about lava lamps, which technically are also dangerous if you want to really dig into it.
I had one of
lava lamps and
Love it.
Yeah.
Hot molten wax that would make
hot molten wax in alcohol. Yeah, exactly.
I have to bring this comment. Sorry. Remember bubblegum cigarettes for kids? What go wrong? I loved those things. Because you know what you would do? You would take it and you would put it in your mouth and you would puff it because there'd be a little bit of sugar on the end and it would make like a smoke
powdered
puff.
sugar.
Yeah, I would do that with those.
So there was two different kinds of. No. 3 different kinds.
There were the candy cigarettes. I didn't like those as much.
So there was a chocolate.
I remember the chocolate
candy
ones.
cigarette, which was literally a little tube of chocolate wrapped in white paper. I think that was the stupidest one of all of them.
Yeah.
There was one of those like chalky pure sugar ones that was all white with a dyed red tip.
Didn't
which
like
I also
those.
thought were really stupid. But the bubblegum ones looked like, and not only did the cigarettes themselves, they were bubblegum inside. Not only did they look like real cigarettes with the filter, the orangish tan filter on the one side, and the red at the other end. When you blow into it, it would blow out the sugar, so it looked like you were smoking it.
Well, that's what I just said. Yes.
Then you could tear off a piece of it and chew the gum, and it would get shorter and shorter until you had all the gum in your mouth.
That I didn't try. Like making it like you're going through a cigarette. Okay.
But the packages they came in were parody versions of real cigarette brands. Now, my first experience with these was when I was in grade school, and I went to a sock hop. And my mom just thought that sock hops was the coolest thing they could do. And she's like, look, I lived through the 50s. Your date's going to be in a poodle skirt, so we got to get you in jeans and a T-shirt, and you got to roll some cigarettes up in your sleeve. I'm like, I can't take cigarettes to school. She goes, aha, I'll get you some bubblegum cigarettes. I'm like, what are bubblegum cigarettes? She hooked me up.
Very funny.
She combed my hair into a DA using what is that? Brill cream. Using Brill cream.
Fonzie.
Very much. And honestly, I loved it so much I continued to do the pompadour style throughout the 80s. Yeah.
Did you know that style became very popular in Japan during the 80s?
Yeah, Japan was a little bit behind us by about a decade or two, but
They saw the movie Streets of Fire, and then something exploded.
Great movie.
It exploded in Japan. They
God, love the gal from that.
Yeah,
she's another
Diane
one
Lane.
that looks like Netter, so I obviously have a type. Just
they became obsessed with Streets of Fire, and they hadn't actually been introduced to 1950s culture. So suddenly you have Japanese guys dressing like in the leather jackets with the pompadours,
and in typical Japanese fashion, they take it to the nth degree. They would have these jitterbug, which you young ones call swing dancing competitions. And they were just amazing with it.
That's why if you see watch Karate Kid 2, they were in a 1950s style cafe when he was.
That's right.
Yes.
That's absolutely right.
That came from what was going on over there at the time. It wasn't just there just for the heck of it. They actually were into that stuff at that point in time in Japan. Yes, in that area.
Absolutely.
But yeah, let's move on though. That looks awful. This looks like a cheap toy. That I don't know.
It was basically a rack toy. Like I said, that's why I got it at St. Nicholas Day. So.
These are what I would call filler toys. Like if you're lucky, you get the thing that you really want.
One thing I didn't say about super elastic bubble plastic, because it was basically evaporating. Like I said, I assume it was acetone. It could have been some other solvent. Doesn't matter. That smell, it get you a little heady. Get you a little heady. It primed me for my love of alcohol, I think.
I thought it primed kids for whippets too. I'm just saying. Okay. Moving on to jarts.
Jarts. So
I think I recall these.
Did you play with these?
I think they were at family picnics, like the 4th of July.
That's where you usually had them. I had a friend. It's weird for me to call her a friend. Our next door neighbor, because she was technically the next door, but she was across the alley.
I got you, yes.
An older couple. I used to go over there and I would trim the hedges just to help out, just to be nice. And then she started paying me. And I'm like, I wasn't doing this for you to pay me. She's like, I would have paid someone else. So you take the money and you do what you want to do with it. And I would then go to Manny and Babes and get, some trading cards, the Garbage Pail Kids cards or some of those bubblegum, cigarettes or whatever. But she had jarts. And that was my first experience with them. And she's like, you want to play a game? Okay, sure. And we'd play jarts. It was basically a picnic game. Yeah, go ahead. Tell them about it.
So, when I think of picnics, I think of those beanbag things where you get the beanbag and you try and get in a little hole.
The cornhole, yeah.
Yeah, and then
which sounds dirty too, but
inevitably as a kid you're going to want to sit on the wooden thing and break it in half, But anyway, which I think I recall doing once.
Oh man, okay.
Okay, so here we go. 1970, some genius decided children needed oversized metal darts to hurl around in the backyard because what says family fun more than spear chucking? I
would argue this is probably inspired by or basically in the concept of what do they call it? Horseshoes? Remember horseshoes?
Yeah, well, horseshoes I liked horseshoes.
It's very similar. Yeah.
Quickly turned barbecues into scenes from Lord of the Flies over a 10-year span.
I never had a problem. I never saw a problem. I played this so many times. A lot of these things are dangerous because people are friggin' stupid. Let's just be honest.
They caused roughly 6,100 ER visits and sadly a few deaths. Not exactly what Mattel had in mind. They finally got banned in 1988 after one too many backyard battles ended tragically.
What's funny is, last I checked, yes, they were banned, but you could find them in secondhand stores.
Well, they were all over the place. They were made up until 88, so there are probably a lot of them out there.
And they've been made for decades before that. So there's a metric crap ton of them. You could buy them at, like I said, secondhand stores, flea markets, garage sales. You'll find them all over the place.
Jessica says, aren't those lawn darts? Yes, they're also known as lawn darts.
They're also called lawn darts, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Mattel put them out as jarts, but once they put them out, they couldn't copyright the idea behind them, so anyone could put them out under different names. Yeah.
I assume the goal was to throw them so they get into the middle of the circle.
Yes. It was. Yeah. Like I said, it's very similar to horseshoes. I want to welcome the Horror King and Robert's Infinite Realms. Thanks for stopping by, Robert's Infinite Realms. You were here for Liquid Lunch. I appreciate you stopping by in the evening too.
What is the? I seem to recall throwing these at trees as a kid. Like getting.
Well, that's just because you were a psycho, but that's okay.
Probably, maybe.
That's probably why you and I are friends, actually. So let's be honest.
Look, back then, if you didn't turn into a psycho, there was something wrong with you because it was a psychotic time. This is nuts. They had metal playgrounds.
70s was a bizarre freaking time. Let's face it. You know, I don't know. I think like half the country was on cocaine at the time.
Granted, I was born in the 70s, but wasn't really. My skull hadn't hardened until the 80s. So
my brother used to play a game with lawn darts. Don't make three of your younger siblings stand back to back, and they throw the darts straight up in the air, and the first one to run would be the loser. Yeah, because let's face it, that you throw it up high enough, when that dart comes down, it's digging into your skull.
You had to prove that you weren't a chicken. That's why that whole thing in Back to the Future about Marty being a chicken. Yeah. You know, it's like in the 80s when you were a kid, no, I would. But let's move on to
Clackers. Oh, these were fun. And it was right around the time that Clackers came out that I learned about bolos. And I was like, this is not only a toy, it's a weapon. You know, I could throw this at you and, you know, wrap it around your legs and capture you.
See, now I had to enjoy them secondhand because my sister had them and I had to sneak them from her if I wanted to play with them. I was pretty decent with them.
Let's be honest, the most dangerous thing about these, you're going to get into what's really dangerous about them. That happened very rarely. What happened far more friggin' often is you'd be playing with them and you'd crack them against your wrist and you'd end up all friggin' black and blue.
Or your hand. One would just go wham right into your hand.
Oh, absolutely. It was one of those toys where if you're going to do it, do it. If you do it in half measure, that's when you're going to get hurt. I want to say hi to PJ of Orville Nation. Together we grow, my friend. Thank you for being here. You are Osmo. Which reminds me, I don't care if the chat all hears about this. Netter, check your ex. Oh, no, wait a minute. Remind me when I'm sober. I need to hook you up with the gal that PJ wants you to interview.
Yeah, PJ gave that to me.
Oh, okay.
However, she's not set up where I can message her, so I'm following her, and hopefully.
Well, PJ, please help out Netter. Help these two gals get in touch with each other so that they can work out an interview. I think it would be beneficial for both of them. She's a sharp cookie. I want to see her do well, and I want to see Netter help her out if we can. My first bola is what those are. Yeah, no, exactly right. Yeah, I used to do that. When I was alone, I would pretend I was throwing them at some ne'er-do-well and wrapping them around his legs and making them fall. Like Batman or something like that. Yeah.
Really, I thought this is what you brought to your motivational speech to say what you need to sell real estate or something, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, if somebody's talking during one of my meetings,
You need a couple of clackers to sell.
It's like, I was gonna say, now pay attention, asshole.
I was going to say, never mind, because they look like the brass balls from, never mind. Go ahead.
There once was a man from Cass who had brass balls, and every time they shook, lightning shot out of his ass. CluuStudio says, is the hot as frying pan metal playground slides on this list? No, it's not, but that's actually a very good point.
It might be actually in this article. I didn't include it, though, because as far as I'm concerned, that's not a toy, because it's not something you go out into a store to buy.
Technically not a toy, but I do remember sliding, and what would you do? You keep your legs up as you went down the slide, because otherwise it would burn the bottom.
Yeah, you had to be careful. You like fold your legs up so your sneakers were down, and I recall some of this. Like I said, I'm more of an 80s kid. I don't really recall the 70s.
And let me just say, I understand why they went from metal slides to plastic slides, but you can't slide down a plastic slide as well. So it was not an improvement, in my opinion. Just saying.
All right, so
go ahead. Yeah, let's talk about the clackers.
Whoever came up with clackers, had something.
And remember when we said clackers in the 70s, we'd all, the 12-year-olds, we'd all snicker, clackers, double entendre. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Keely Chow, welcome. Haven't seen you in a minute or so.
Talking about toys that are dangerous for children, the poor innocent children. Won't someone think of the children?
Please think of the children?
Okay, so whoever came up with clackers, A, had something against parents, or P, was extremely passive aggressive. Remember, even as a kid, I found the clacking sound annoying to acrylic balls and strings that you could swing until they smacked together with a loud clack. Kids swung them rhythmically to produce a satisfying clacking sound.
You know what? I just realized. No. I just realized that there's probably some people here who don't even understand the concept behind the clacker, right? Yes, so we got to explain what they are. You have these two balls, right? And as you would,
they were like glass marbles, but big.
They were plastic, but yes, they were like glass.
The ones that I had growing up were like glass marbles. They were not plastic. Those came later.
I dig what you're saying. We're kind of getting to that point. So you see the way it's being held in that picture, right?
Yes.
And if you went like this with it, it would cause them to separate and clack together. Okay, just like those. You have a bunch of balls on strings and you'd pull one and it would hit and it would knock the other one. Yeah, it basically was a physics engine, right?
But what Troy isn't mentioning is, yes, they would separate out and hit back again, but then you would jerk your wrist and they would go.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So you clack them together, right? And eventually when you got as wide as you could, you would drop your hand between them so that they would clack above and below, above and below, above and below. And as long as you were bold with it and kept doing it, you were good. But if you did it in half measures, they wouldn't make it to the top, and they'd fall, and they'd crack you right on the wrist, and you'd end up all friggin' black and blue.
But since the ones that my sisters had
were very, very hard plastic, she thinks they're glass.
No, these ones were, because what had happened a couple of times, because they had to be replaced, is that I want to say my brother was playing with them, and he did them really hard and cracked one of them.
Eventually, they would literally explode.
Yeah, it splintered off. One side of it just splintered completely off, and so you could see it was basically just one big marble.
You figure hard plastic, glass, whatever it is, shooting out like that, you can get that in your eye. You could cut yourself. It's dangerous. It's pretty dangerous.
Okay.
Nate says I used those clackers to defend myself and friends from bully. Good on you.
Well, look, you could hold one and swing the other. Yeah, it was. You could really clobber somebody with it.
I watched a show called I Love the 70s. They used to do a show called I Love the 80s. I Love the 70s. And one of the things they mentioned was toys from the 70s. They mentioned, let's have like an Aboriginal weapon and make it into a children's toy for kids in the 1970s.
Well, that's a great point. Clue says the 70s hated kids. Clue, I've got a different perspective on it. I think that the 70s had enough respect for children that they were like, let's introduce a little Darwin effect into childhood. If you're intelligent enough, you'll survive, and if you're not, you end up you'll learn a lesson if you survive.
But I want to bring up a point that CluuStudio made, that if you watch movies from the 1970s, people who made movies in the 1970s, they do not portray children well at all.
No, they
do not look good. They're either like abuse victims or they're really obnoxious at the same time. Like,
so the whole abuse.
Like I think there's one Clint Eastwood movie where there's like a holdup and some little kid gets thrown into like a pile of paint cans or something. I mean,
salute to Horror King. Take care. Have a great night, my friend. And CluuStudio is absolutely agreeing with you. I'm going to say this. The 70s were a time for very special episodes of TV shows
Oh yeah,
and
TV movies.
We talk about very messagey type movies these days. 70s were real big on that, getting across a message about how children were being abused, and we need to be concerned about that. So yeah, we were always talking about children being stranger danger, and where did somebody touch you, and all this kind of stuff. It was a big thing.
That runs away from home, and like there was one with like
little girl who lives down the lane. Absolutely.
And William Shatner like played her dad, and I'm like, dude, you already look a lot older, and Star Trek was only a couple of years ago. It's like
yeah, exactly.
He was looking like he did in the Star Trek movies at that point. I'm like, what happened?
Well, and it was very much, it was very much a time of, I would say, I wouldn't say it's woke like it is today. It's messagey.
It was messagey.
It was good intentioned messagey. I think is the way I would put
whatever.
It. It was annoying, fun. But it
wasn't fun is what it was, okay?
It wasn't fun. No, you're absolutely right.
What else are you going to do? It's a movie, and there are only 3 channels. Anyway.
Well, for FFS, right? You watch a sitcom where it's all about tongue-in-cheek jokes, and then suddenly you have a very special episode that's about a kid getting treated like an adult.
Yeah, they did that on like, different strokes. God.
Yeah, they did.
And the different strokes ones are always 2-parters. That's how often you knew it was a special episode, because there'd be like a 2-parter.
Which, of course, gave the adults the opportunity to say, it's my kid, I'll watch this with my kid and talk about it with them, yeah, clackers, dangerous, because they'd friggin' crack and break, and you end up in your eye and cut yourself. Yeah, there was a recall on these, if I recall.
These weren't the kind of toys I would buy. If I would buy cheap toys, they weren't these. Of course, granted, I was a child of the 80s, but I'd get the balsa wood planes that you could wind up the propellers and send them flying off.
I used to like those. I love those. I really did. These clackers, so again, it was a very, very hard acrylic plastic, which would shatter. There were cheap knockoffs that were a softer plastic that weren't dangerous. That's the interesting thing. The cheap knockoffs are actually safer.
Yeah, but they didn't do the clack above and below.
They did. Well. The physics worked.
Badly.
Here's the other thing too. If you were able to do the clack above and below, clack, 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 right? You couldn't keep that up for very long. You did it for like a second or two, and you were done.
Oh, then you were bad at it, because I could keep that up.
I didn't have the energy. It's just a matter of
I kept doing.
I was like, this is fun. Okay, I'm done now. And slowing down to stop it. That's when you were most likely to hurt yourself.
Now I'm thinking Glenn Ross, the Alec Baldwin character, just spray painted these brass. Am I wrong here?
Clackers are for clothes.
That's probably what they were. It was probably a couple of clackers they spray painted.
Always
anyway.
A, always B, B, C, clacking.
Yes. Oh, Anyway, time to move on to creepy crawlers.
I love those.
Did not have this as a kid. My buddy David had this. Didn't your brother have creepy crawlies?
My brother had creepy crawlies and incredible edibles.
Two very different things. Creepy crawlers
were not edible.
Were effectively you'd make rubber bugs and worms, whereas incredible edibles were basically the same thing, but you made gummy, ickies out of them.
And you don't want to confuse the two.
Don't confuse the two. Yeah, rubber doesn't taste good.
Yeah, so this is a creepy crawlers thing maker. I don't know if that's the correct box for this, or if this is an older one.
No, that's exactly right. Look at the very top in white. It says Thing Maker Creepy Crawlers. Yeah.
So it says technically launched.
The original ones were made out of cast iron. I believe in the 60s.
Yeah.
In the 70s, they refined it slightly so that there was a lot more plastic parts, which kind of actually made it more dangerous.
Technically launched in the 60s.
I do want to, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I do want to say hi to channel member Tim Hayes. Tim, I don't know if you were here for Liquid Lunch. I wanted to thank you so much for re-upping your membership. Your patronage and all the patronage of all the members are the only reason I can continue to do what I do. So thank you, everybody.
Look at those kids, man. Kid's got his hair parted, got a nice vest on, and he's making disgusting little bugs. All right, so this technically
let me speak to that for a second, because it's essentially, this was a marketing ploy to make parents think this was kind of sort of an educational toy. It was not in any way, but they wanted you to believe that it was.
Boys like gross things. Anyway, the creepy crawler thin maker hit peak popularity in the early 70s. Kids poured colorful liquid plastic into metal molds, then baked that 390 degrees Fahrenheit. What possibly could go wrong? Third-degree burns, that's what. Lots of them. After countless incidents of melted fingers and frantic hospital visits, Mattel phased out the oven version entirely in the mid-70s. Now, I know that there was a version of this even, I think, in the 90s. Yeah, Troy, I remember these in the 90s. Yes, they did exist back then.
A lot of these were not taken off the market. What's interesting is, and I think there's another toy that we'll get to later on, where the newer version, well, I'll wait till we get to it.
Question, though. I do want to say, though, why are the kids getting burned? I'm sorry. The instructions are put it in the oven, cook, take it out of the oven, let it cool for a couple hours. You have your creepy crawly. Don't touch the hot pan.
Yeah, the instructions were pretty clear. It's the kind of thing where if you touch the thing right out of the oven and you burn yourself, you'll learn something. Maybe you learn something.
Teach kids patience.
I knew
how to use a gas oven before I was 10. I don't know what all this nonsense is.
I know. It's not that we're more intelligent. It's just kids are capable of a whole friggin' lot more than people give them credit for. What?
We were more intelligent, because it's like, oh, this says it's hot, don't touch. So we didn't touch because it was hot.
And if you did touch it and you burned yourself, you never friggin' did that again, you dumbass. Jeez. I ended my membership temporarily since I thought I went over budget on my disposable income this month. I redid the math, and luckily I didn't. So I re-upped.
Well, thank
Tim,
you.
I cannot thank you enough. Honestly, this is my my income now. This is my livelihood. So I really appreciate all of you that are able to be members of the channel and support me in that way. If you like what I do, and you could be even for $2 a month. $2 a month is nothing if you can manage it. I would really, really appreciate that. I can't thank you enough, Tim. Thank you.
What he means is it's nothing in the amount that you would be paying out as a person, but it means a lot to him.
That's yeah.
He's been drinking.
I've been drinking a little bit, so yeah. Let's be fair here.
You can't even get a pair of clackers for $2, so
not anymore. Yeah, it's true.
Thank you for saying I'm intelligent, Boomer. No, I just when you were a kid, you had to learn to kind of fend for yourself and make the entertainment where you could find it, and you learned how to use an oven.
No worries, Tim. I'm just bringing it up because I mentioned you during Liquid Lunch and thanking you for re-upping your membership.
Like, we learn things as kids. Like, don't take a bunch of aluminum foil and throw it in the microwave and see what happens. Don't do that.
Well, it's funny because my mom and dad and I kind of learned about the microwave oven in the 80s kind of by accident. We put a metal measuring cup in to melt butter, and it started shooting sparks all over it. I was like, ah! And we're like, well, we learned a valuable lesson. Don't do that.
Anyway, that's creepy crawlers. But Netter, you said you had this. How'd the crawlers come out? Were they cool?
No. Her brother did. In fairness,
well, how did they come out?
Yeah.
Well, how did they come out? Were
They
they neat?
came out looking like
basically
gummy
rubber,
bugs.
right?
Yeah, like rubber.
Yeah.
Like
You were basically making rubber bugs, is what you were doing, and
that's
worms.
kind of neat.
Yeah. So they were latex. What you would do is you would squeeze the latex into these molds. You'd bake them. They'd harden, and you'd have these, rubber toys,
bugs,
basically. Yeah.
He liked to do the spiders and the scorpions
because they looked realistic. And, you put them in, after you make them, you could put them into a drawer and scare your mom with them or whatever,
Exactly. It's cool stuff.
Just don't go grabbing the metal tray after it comes out of the oven. It's like, come on. It's like you learn really quick.
Yeah, they're only dangerous for the stupid
Take
kids.
it out of the oven, go watch some cartoons, and then mom comes along and touches it. I'm sorry, no, wait a minute.
Yeah, actually, Tim, lawn darts was the first one we covered. Yeah, exactly. Matthew Flynn, thank you so much. Just became a member. Thank you so much, Matthew Flynn. You are wonderful. And that channel, Matthew Flynn, the Gladiator of Chaos, is a channel you should subscribe to. He's got some content in there about the Transformers. Just go check it out. Because why? Hashtag Together We Grow.
I thought you were going to say why, because we like you.
You know what? I had brought up a comment by Albert Lanier, and I'm sorry. I meant to say something and say hi. I apologize that I didn't earlier. Office Depot fired those employees. Didn't even know about that, but yeah, there's a lot of people saying some really stupid things online.
We might do a stream about that. We'll see about all the people.
Very valid. No, you might be right, Boomer. Remind me when I'm sober. Maybe we'll talk about.
That'll be next week. Like a lot of people working for entertainment companies opening their mouths up.
There's a lot of dumbasses learning the hard way. They're losing jobs over saying stupid crap online.
Frankly, over saying just really insensitive
if
stuff.
If you're an asshole, shut your mouth. Okay, yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. You don't have to say anything, even if it's like. Okay, moving on to we'll talk about that another time. We have Battlestar Galactica. Whoa!
I was waiting for this particular topic. Would you mind if I interrupt you to bring up?
Yeah, that's fine. We're going to talk about this for a bit. I got a few things on this. I even have original articles for when this happened. But I'll read from this main thing since I've had it.
I do want to. How do I do this?
In fact, this might be our last 1970s one. What? Did you get rid of it?
No. I did because I wanted to bring up. I actually put something together for this.
Okay. Cool.
This is an article from Vintage Toy Emporium.
Yeah, go ahead and read that. That's fine.
The tiny red missile that shook up the toy industry in 1979. Guys, I've talked about this before on this channel. This is a big part of my childhood. Let's get into it. To be fair, I was not a collector and I didn't buy any Battlestar Galactica figures. I did trade with my buddy David for the brown and blue cloth capes that a couple of the Battlestar Galactica figures had, because I wanted to put them on my Star Wars figures, but that's a whole different customizing story. Let's get into this. In September of 1978, Battlestar Galactica debuted on television all across the U.S., becoming an overnight hit. Mattel, hoping to match Kenner's success with Star Wars, had already snatched up the licensing rights for the toys. So Mattel got to work designing a series of Battlestar Galactica spaceships that fired spring-loaded missiles. The ships flew off the shelves on toy stores all across the country. that holiday season. What was cool about those figures is they were in scale with the Star Wars figures. That's exactly why my buddy David had gotten those. And I thought they were cool, but I didn't really have any interest because they weren't Star Wars figures. But I did want those capes because I wanted the brown one for my Boba Fett figure, and I wanted the blue one for my Lando Calrissian figure.
Okay.
That again is another story.
But
let's get in. This is something that's very weird. So the theater of the mind. Think this through. You had the 3 3/4-inch action figures, and for Star Wars, you had like the X-wing fighter, the TIE fighter, and so forth that you could put the action figures into the cockpit. Battlestar Galactica did not do that. They undersized the scale of their ships, so you could not put the action figures into the cockpits. The ships came with little undersized versions of the figures. You get a Cylon character for the Cylon Raider. You would get a colonial pilot that went with, and they were like half the size of your action figures. It was the stupidest thing. There is a seller on Etsy who sells 3D printed upscaled size versions of these ships that you could put your action figures in. That's a story for another time. Anyway, in September of 1978, Battlestar Galactica debuted on television across the U.S., becoming an overnight hit. Mattel, hoping to match Kenner's success with Star Wars, had already snatched up the licensing rights to the toys. So Mattel got to work designing a series of Battlestar Galactica spaceships that fired spring-loaded missiles. The ships flew off the shelves of toy stores all across the country.
Yeah, this was a hot commodity.
It really was. On December 8th of 1978, Mattel's troubles with the Battlestar Galactica toys came to light when the Consumer Product Safety Commission announced that there had been 5 formal reports of children inhaling or swallowing the toy missiles. Although, and honestly, these kids were friggin' sticking the nose of the damn ship in their mouth and firing the thing into their throats.
Like I said, these were only dangerous to the stupid kids.
He's not wrong. This is Darwin at work here, you know? So anyway, although the toys passed safety regulations of the time, Mattel agreed to put warning stickers on existing inventories. But that wasn't the end, because on December 25th, Christmas of 1978, 4-year-old was given these toys and unsupervised by his parents. Robert Jeffrey Warren was playing with a Cylon Raider ship. That was the oval-shaped ship, by the way, not the one that they were showing in that picture. When the missile discharged into his mouth and got stuck in his larynx. Unfortunately, on December 31st, 1978, Robert died for injuries caused by the tiny red plastic. And here is the news article.
No.
That's probably the most horrific part of it that I didn't even realize until now. So it was 6 days he was in the hospital before he died. That's pretty terrible. On January 11th, 1979, the Consumer Product Safety Commission announced that Mattel was instituting a missile recall program where parents could mail back the missile in exchange for a Hot Wheels car. So in other words, you weren't sending back the whole toy. You were just sending back that little missile that you could possibly choke on. And you got an additional toy for that, right? Unrelated toy, but a toy nonetheless. Mattel also redesigned the toy so that they could no longer fire the missile. So what would happen is you got basically the same ship from that point on. Cylon Raider, the Colonial Viper, whatever. When you press the button to fire the missile would go click, and it would pop out a little bit, and it would stop right there, and it was locked in place. Yes, there was a way. If you wanted to break the thing open and machine it out, you could make it fire, but that's a story for another time. That was
then they would send people to your house and say, "Did you illegally modify this toy?"
Yeah, they'd send the Pinkertons after you, right?
Pinkertons would stop by.
That wasn't the end of the story for the Tiny Red Missile, though. Kenner had their own issue with the Boba Fett action figure. They had under development. The action figure had a rocket-firing backpack with a missile similar to Mattel. So I want to take a second. This article doesn't go into detail about this, but these images are based on a prototype they had done of the Boba Fett figure they were going to do. And if you pay very, very close attention, this is what you call a kit bash, okay? So you had the chest and torso section of a C-3PO figure. You had the arms of a stormtrooper. I don't really remember where the legs came from. The head was a brand new sculpt. And that backpack you see there, this was from a small 3 3/4 inch scale Shogun Warriors action figure. And they put all these pieces together to make the prototype. The Shogun Warriors, you can correct me, maybe I'm wrong, because I didn't have these figures, but I believe they were die-cast metal. So they were
from Japan?
Yes, they were very, very sturdy. The spring was very, very strong. So the missile that it would have fired was very, very strong. Now, this is not the version that would make it to market anyway. It would have all been plastic with a much weaker spring. They had other problems with the locking mechanism. There's the J slot, the L slot. They're trying to get it to work. The J slot would break. The L slot would fire prematurely. That was a problem. So they had development problems in addition to all of this. But ultimately, let me get back to the article. Kenner at the time had already invested a lot of time and money into the prototypes, catalogs, and displays of the Boba Fett action figure. In the end, Kenner decided to err on the side of caution and scrap the firing rocket for a much safer, non-firing fixed rocket. Although no rocket-firing Boba Fett figures were ever released to the public, a few prototypes were produced and can fetch 6 figures on today's market. Yes, these prototypes existed. Employees of Kenner got a hold of them, and that's how they eventually made it to eBay in the modern day. So I was one of those kids that saved up my proof of purchase. You see here the proof of purchase from action figures I had purchased, sent in for a Boba Fett figure. When it actually arrived, it didn't have the firing mechanism. It was, a solid, glued in kind of thing. I thought about, is there a possibility of modifying this? I do know that people did pull that missile out, but you needed a degree of machining if you wanted to put in a firing mechanism, and most kids my age did not have the ability to do that. However, in the modern day, Pro Custom Figures and some others have created fan versions of these figures. I have one. I have a rocket-firing Boba Fett. It is not colored the way this one is. It is colored to match the Star Wars Holiday Special, which was the first appearance of Boba Fett. I know I've gotten completely off track from what we were talking about.
Battlestar Galactica.
from Battlestar Galactica, but yeah, Battlestar Galactica literally killed a kid, and the toy got pulled. My buddy David had the Cylon Raider with the click, didn't fire out mechanisms. He had talked about maybe one day, machining it so it could fire. But again, if you check out eBay, somebody has done 3D printed upscales so that you can put your action figures into them, and they do fire the darts because, let's face it, these are for adult collectors, and if you hurt yourself, if there's some adult collector out there putting the nose of the ship into their mouth and firing it, well, you deserve what you get.
Mattel lied. Children died.
Yeah, screw those bastards.
Well, actually, I don't know if they lied, but anyway, it sounds good. Yeah, there was some, I have a vintage article here by Bob Beal from the Calgary Herald, dated January 15th, 1979. A toy banned for the death of one American child and the injury of several others is being recalled, although it was so popular during the Christmas season, it has virtually disappeared from Calgary stores. Lindsay Williams, Canadian president of Mattel Incorporated, said this decision was made on Thursday to recall 4 of the company's Battlestar Galactica spaceship series of fire-red missiles. Mattel replaced the toys, 120,000 which have been sold in Canada, on retail shelves with modified models that don't fire missiles, Williams says. So yeah, that goes to what you were telling me. He said consumers who send the company sets of 3 centimeters long plastic missiles will receive a Mattel Hot Wheels Matchbox type toy vehicle to make up for the loss of play value in the original toys when the missiles are removed. Interesting. The plastic space vehicles affected by the retail, which sell retail stores from about $8 and $11 Canadian money, are Colonial Viper, Colonial Scarab, Colonial Stellar Probe, and Cylon Raider. The 3-year-old Atlanta, Georgia child who died had fired a missile into his mouth and swallowed it. Williams emphasized the missile in itself complies with all safety regulations of both the United States and Canadian governments. Ed Rezick, a Southern Alberta product safety inspector for Federal Consumer Affairs Department, said this is not so much a case of an unsafe toy as it is of a toy being used unsafely. I don't think the toy was made for small children. It's a case of little brother getting a hold of it, Rexick said. The toys comply with our Hazardous Products Acts, so we're not involved in the recall. It is abuse that makes the missiles dangerous, he said. So this is really on Mattel that decided. This wasn't the government yelling at them and said, you made it.
Yeah, they kind of got ahead of this, and they also pointing out that it was in compliance with the law was to dissuade lawsuits. It was like, look, it's not our fault. We followed all the guidelines, which indirectly is saying, if you didn't pay attention to your children, what they were playing with, it's kind of on you, parents. And that's kind of true. I kind of have to agree with that.
And this is why you see weird warning labels on different products, like on your hairdryer, don't use while sleeping.
Yeah,
shower.
We're gonna get into those.
That toy like a Battlestar Galactica kid.
I don't think intentionally. It was the 70s. That was the style at the
That's
time.
how I thought they were going to dress anyway in the future, right? Okay.
But that particular toy is not a Colonial Viper. I forget what that toy was called. It was very interesting because it was modular, and you could change it.
He's got a missile in his hand. Look at that.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Maybe it was one of the other ones in the set. We also have, there's the Boba Fett you were talking about. There's the Boba Fett.
So this is the prototype. This was... Okay, so what you're seeing there is the L slot. So imagine that. Look at the middle one. Imagine pulling down that little tab in the middle of the figure, right? And moving it over to the left. And then you just slide it to the right and that rocket would shoot out. Yep. There was a J slot. You can imagine what that was shaped like, but that little indent in the middle of the J would break very, very easily. So that wasn't working. Neither one of these worked very well. I think they were struggling with their engineering to begin with. So when this came up, they were like, you know what, let's just let's just use this as an excuse, and we'll solder the thing in there and not worry about it. Yes,
those are the Shogun
this
Warriors.
brings us to the Shogun Warriors. So these Shogun Warriors were the large size figures. These stood about, I want to say, like 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall. I had the Great Manzanga, I think is... No. I take that back. Which one was it? Maybe it was this one here that I had. I can't remember for sure. These things were friggin' large. And honestly, the things they shot out, the little missiles that were in their chest or on their arms or stuff, were pretty damn big. And they weren't very strong springs. So even as a kid, I was like, how the hell would I hurt myself with this? Right? But my mom got me one just as they were doing the recall. I'm like, I want one. Can we get it before they pull it off the shelves? She's like, yeah, okay. She got me one. She got me one of these and a figure that's not shown here but was in the same line, the Godzilla figure, which for whatever reason had a firing wrist. The fist would shoot off. Again, not a very strong spring, but it was what it was. But the Shogun Warriors, the tiny ones, they were about 3 3/4 inch size. They were the ones with really strong springs, made of metal, and potentially very, very dangerous. Yeah.
Did you know I had a Battlestar Galactica toy growing up?
Which one?
It was the larger size Cylon, not the action figure Cylon, like the more like I almost want to say like
almost like 12-inch figure
almost
type
like almost like a doll size one.
Yeah.
And the weird thing was, I don't know if I got it at a church function or at a Cub Scout function. The weird thing about these things, they would give out presents at these things, or maybe it was a police function. I don't know. And they were always like out of date toys that they probably got from like Odd Lots or something. So I would get like like I think I had the Chips bike officer. Remember Chips?
Oh yeah.
And these were kind of neat toys. I'm not going to knock them because they were, for what they were pretty good quality. Like the Cylon's eyes would light up and you could move it around. So, and I knew
do
of the
remember
Cylon,
that. Yeah.
Galactica wasn't really
Again, I didn't have any of these, but I was aware of them. Yeah.
And I even I think I got board games too. One time I got a board game for the arcade game Centipede, which was a bizarre one.
Yeah. But this one was one I was very acutely aware of, not because I didn't buy any of the Battlestar Galactica figures, but because of the way it affected Boba Fett. I was keenly aware of this whole situation.
Yeah. So kind of neat. Now this is unfortunately say goodbye to the 70s. We're departing. Because
this is the other side. This is the other side of the creepy crawlers. The creepy crawlers was the boys' toy. Easy Bake Oven was the girls' toy, but essentially the same problem.
No, and I'll explain to you why. I thought that too. I thought, Easy Bake Oven. I'm sure I heard stories about them burning little girls' hands, and maybe that did happen, but that's not what I heard about. This is actually a story from the... Let me read this, okay?
And before you do, Natter, did you have an Easy Bake Oven?
I didn't, but my sister did.
Okay.
And...
Did you ever get to taste any of the...
Yeah.
Okay.
It came with a couple of simple cake mixes.
Sure it did, yeah.
And for whatever reason, we made those and never bought any refill stuff. But...
you kind of lost interest.
It was powered by a light bulb.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, that light bulb would get hot. I burned myself a couple times, and they were trying to get the...
They were incandescent bulbs,
Yeah, because what you would do is you'd push the little cake pan in like halfway with this little plastic spoony thing. And then, you set a timer, and then, like, let's say it's 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you got to use that the one she had. You had to use the little forky thing to push it the rest of the way through.
Yeah.
And as you're doing that, you would often get burned on the top of the the oven because your hand was going real close to that light bulb.
Right. Exactly.
And
I'll be honest with you, this whole thing with the incandescent bulb, when the previous administration here in the United States decided they were going to outlaw incandescent bulbs, I'm like, so what are the people with easy bake ovens going to do, for crying out loud, you know? But, yeah.
And actually, there are people who use those light bulbs for like
for hatching eggs.
Yeah, hatching eggs, incubators.
Oh, right, with the little chicks.
And for some sensitive plants, like what do you call those ones? They're like a dark purple. They're not violets. They're something else.
I'm sorry. I was going to
like
assume
exotic
succulents,
ones. They need these light bulbs to you know, keep them in special conditions, and it's like, yeah, the other stuff just doesn't do it.
So this, let me read this article. Okay?
Yeah, please.
Hasbro Easy Bake Ovens cause injury and mayhem. So, unfortunately, I don't have the site for this, but this is someone else writing this. But my sister had an Easy Bake Oven in the late 1970s. The original version used a light bulb to cook tiny trains of cake mix. It was invented by RubyHoove, who had a hand in development of Play-Doh and the spirograph. It makes sense that the guy that made this, actually.
I did have a spirograph. Those were kind of cool.
And so Play-Doh I used to play with too. So, and released by American toy maker Kenner in 1963 at a price of $15.95. Your dollar stretched more back then, kids. Its runaway success led to the invention of Easy Popcorn Popper and Kitty TV dinners. I'm curious what the TV dinners
I did not know about either of those before just now.
The modern version uses a custom-designed heating element, presumably because incandescent light bulbs are going the way of the dodo. Millions have been sold, but it looks like the current design is cooking more than cake. Hasbro recently announced a recall of about 1 million ovens produced between May 2006 and July 2007 because of a design flaw that could result in children getting their hands caught in the front opening. So far,
so what would happen is if you were trying to reach into the oven to pull out your doodah, you could get your hand caught, and instead of a light bulb heating up the product, it was a coil, just like an electric oven.
So this is like real life Paul Atreides test.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't just nerve induction. It was like actually burning your hand,
Yeah, that's why they had it was like a long stick, but at the very end it was kind of curved, so it would be the same curve as the pan.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to use that to push the cake pans through.
Again, when there's something moderately dangerous, look, all toys, if you're a parent, you need to look at the toys that you get for your children. Pay attention to them, identify if there's anything dangerous about them, and either monitor your child when they're playing with them or teach them what they need to know not to hurt themselves.
Yeah, I mean, like when we would burn our hand occasionally on the top of the oven thing, it's like, okay, we just got to be a little bit more careful. Yeah,
Did I say doodah? If I said doodah, I got that from Gibbs on NCIS.
Yes, you said doodah.
I said doodah? Okay, fair enough.
But it's like, the occasional time we would burn our hand on the top of the Easy Bake Oven, it's just because I think at one point we lost a little doodah to push the cake pan through. So we were like using our fingers to try and poke it really fast and hope that, that momentum would make it go out the other side.
But to be honest, you burned yourself slightly, right? You didn't.
And we were more careful.
You weren't maimed by it. And you were like, oh, this is hot. I need to be careful, right?
Yeah, because we're not stupid.
This is how you learn. And honestly, I feel like Easy Bake Oven was the for girls. You're making stuff and you're like, oh, this is so cool. I just baked a cake. And your mother's like, we could bake a cake together in the real oven. Oh, yay! And then screw the Easy Bake Oven. Mom and I can make real cakes in a real oven.
That was the disappointing thing because the cake that would come out was maybe
very dry.
Well, it could be dry depending if you use the right increments of moisture.
Yeah.
But it was very small, so you got maybe 3 bites out of it, and it's like, okay, it's not very 2 to 3 bites.
Right.
So it's like it's not very filling. It's not very satisfying.
No.
So
Boomer,
I would just make a regular flipping cake out of cake mix. And
Boomer,
it's like, I got cake.
Boomer, you're absolutely right. But if this was the entryway to you making
an
a
actual
cake with
cook,
your mom,
like baking cookies or something, yes.
Yeah, it's like, holy crap! Screw all this toy bullshit. This was an opportunity for mom and daughter to do things together, right? Look, there's a little Troy back there that would have loved to bake foods with mom and grandma, but I wasn't allowed in the kitchen because I was a boy.
Question.
Yeah.
Couldn't they just unplug it though? If their hand got stuck in there?
Well, yes, but it's still hot. It takes a while for it to cool down.
Apparently, there were 77 reports of burns and 1 partial amputation. Yikes.
Holy crap. That's terrible.
All right, so moving on to... now we're basically out of the 70s. Yeah, and that
I have to admit, so a little bit of stupidity on my part. And look, this is another 70s things that you younger folks wouldn't know about. But years ago, we used to have cigarette lighters in the car. You'd push this little dongle in, and it would heat up this spiral, and it would pop out, and it would be glowing red hot, and you'd light your cigarette with that.
Yeah, watch the Blues Brothers. They do a bit on that.
Yeah, it's funny because he treats it like it's a match. He lights his cigarette and he throws it out the window.
And that says fix the cigarette
And he's
lighter.
like, oops. And they debate about what the virtues of the car, and he goes, okay, it's an okay car, but fix the cigarette lighter.
So is it the new Bluesmobile? Yeah, fix the cigarette lighter.
But anyway, I had a 79 T-Bird. It was my first car. Gift from my mom. And for my 16th birthday, 17th birthday, something like that. I was playing around with the cigarette lighter. I wasn't smoking, but I was playing with the cigarette lighter. And it wasn't glowing red. And I touched it with my finger, and I burned my finger, and I had that spiral pattern on my finger for days. I learned a lesson there. Yeah, you learn real quick. Oh, things are hot, even if you don't feel it immediately. So be careful.
Well, from going to heat, we now go to, or fire, we go to water now. Slip and slide.
I've heard some. I've played with slip and slide, never had a problem with it. But holy crap, I've heard some horror stories. I'll never play with that again.
See videos online of people on these things and just seriously injuring themselves because they're too big.
Remember, this is a strip of vinyl. What it basically is a strip of vinyl with water on it, and you can slide across it, and it's a lot of fun. But vinyl is not a strong material, and if there's something underneath it, like a stone or a nail sticking through it, and you slide over that.
Oh, honey, don't give me those visual images.
I'm sorry, but
I'm feeling that now. What are you doing to me?
I'm sorry, guys, but these are the stories I heard.
It's like some memory, like maybe I did experience that as a kid, and like you triggered something.
Well, I'm just thinking of just this visual that he gave me, but I've seen videos of large people trying to go down this thing and failing horribly. They'll like try to slide and go like just a few inches because they just can't get the momentum. Or little kids, they're really lightweight going phew all the way down to the
So
other
in a
end.
nutshell, this was basically like a backyard cheap version of a, what do you call it, slip and slide or a water slide.
You don't have a backyard pool. It's hot out. This was like an expensive.
You spray water on this plastic strip. You run at it. You jump on it. You slide across. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I love these things.
All right, so
stayed attached, so it stayed wet.
Pardon me?
I thought the hose stayed attached to one end so it stayed wet. Like
I think
the beginning end, because you're not going to...
It's possible. You might have attached... I don't remember, but you might have attached a slide to it. It's sprinkled into it. I don't know.
I never had one, so... Yeah. But I have a...
Hell, most of the summer fun that I got was just a friggin' lawn sprinkler that I'd run through just to get cool, you know?
Yeah, it got hot in the summer, especially in the city.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the Whammo Slip and Slide. These popular water-themed devices were made to look like a blast in the commercials, but the reality was much more painful. The slip and slide required users to hurl themselves onto their fronts, usually on very hard ground, and it was discovered that this was extremely dangerous for teens and adults, as spinal injuries could occur among a host of other problems.
Oh, for fuck's sake, really?
Anyway.
That's the problem with this? You don't know that throwing yourself at the ground, you might hurt your back? Maybe don't jump in an arc and land on the ground hard.
It's interesting to note that I've been looking this up online. They still make these, but they're inflated now. Like you know, like an inflatable mattress, so you're not hitting the ground.
Again, we got to protect the stupid people, right?
No, but it might be more comfortable. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. No, but look at the picture that you're showing here. This is a thin piece of vinyl laid out.
You got the kid on the board.
Damn it! I would totally be cool with sliding across a piece of vinyl, a slick piece of vinyl over grass. That's gonna be soft. Yeah, if there's a problem, you didn't think it through. Just saying.
Anyway, but I remember seeing these on commercial, thinking they look cool, but I never had one myself. But
no, you're right. I didn't either. I played with these at friends' houses, at different picnics I went to, and so forth. Loved the idea.
Yeah, we did too, but it was always in the grass.
Keep in mind, I live in an area where we had a literal water slide. I think we talked about this on a different stream. Ebenezer's Flobbenslobber is what I believe. Yeah. Do you remember that, Netta, right?
No.
You don't? In Oak Brook Terrace, Illinois. Yeah.
Never went, hon.
Oh, you missed out. It was a water slide that was built on a artificial hill. Oh God! It was an artificial hill that was built on top of a garbage dump. It literally was. It was a garbage dump with a bunch of soil and whatnot put on top of it, and then they put a water slide on top of it, and it was friggin' toxic as hell. But
it probably smelled.
No, we never noticed. Not that we ever noticed. And they put in these cement two water slides, two parallel water slides going down this hill in cement. It was friggin' a lot of fun. And I don't know. It was like a decade that we enjoyed that thing, and it closed down. And I don't know, man. Ebenezer's Flobbenslobber. That was the name.
I do like that title, man. I'm just
right.
Saying. Anyway, this was from the article 6 Most Dangerous Toys of the 1980s. And I'm going to go to one other from this article, and that is the Pogo Ball.
What is this? I don't think I know this one.
I don't think I knew of this either. Okay, so let me go ahead and read this. There's a picture of it. Look at that, huh?
Oh, dude, I know this. Oh. Was this from the 80s?
It's from the 80s, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm cheating with this little list here.
Okay, so I had a buddy that I went to church with. Actually, he was the dude that renewed Maya Netter's vows.
Cool.
He was
Tim Adernetto.
Tim Adernetto. Yeah, he went to school with your siblings.
He went to school with me, dear.
Anyway, his daughter he took her to do a modeling thing where she was on the package of this product. This friggin' product. Yes. So if you bought this thing and you got the box, her picture is on the friggin' box, you know?
Yeah, this is how it works. So, according to the article, anyone who's ever tried to bounce themselves on a ball probably found out pretty quickly that doing so was a good way to get your face acquainted with the pavement. Hasbro taking this concept to heart.
This is not significantly different from a pogo stick. It takes a little bit of skill. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're gonna hurt yourself. You know, just practice until you don't hurt yourself.
Already dangerous concept. The pogo ball and attached the ball to the bottom while getting rid of the handlebars. Now, pogo ball wasn't inherently dangerous, but the overall lack of control afforded the user led to some pretty significant injuries and broken items.
Bounce significantly to be that fun, to be honest with you.
You're thinking this is like a snowflake complaining about every little thing. That's what I think.
Well, kind of. Oh, you have one.
Yeah, remember you bought it because she was on it.
Yep.
Let me see it.
So give me a second. I have to
move your glass out of the way.
We're gonna get a live demonstration. I'm kidding.
Share screen. Give me a second here. Let me go to the dynamics.
I had an image of us getting a live demonstration, and you breaking your.
Here it is.
Okay.
Here it is.
Okay. Look
this
at
girl
that.
here. This girl here. That's my buddy Tim Edernetto's daughter.
Look at that.
That's
Okay.
Sarah.
Oh, that was the modeling
That's
thing.
Sarah.
That's right.
She was adopted. Where is it? There she is. She was adopted from China.
Okay.
Sweet girl. Cool. Sweet girl.
And she looks pretty good on that board. She's like
and there she is. There she is playing on it. Yeah.
Very cool.
She oh God, I love that girl. We babysat for her a number of times. I remember you know the story I'm gonna tell. We were getting her ready for bed, and she says, I got to say my prayers. Absolutely, you got to say her prayers. So she kneels down, she's saying her prayers, and she says, God bless Mommy, and God bless my brother Timmy.
Right.
And God bless Daddy.
Right.
And protect him because he has no hair. Because he was bald.
Oh.
And I told Tim about this, and he's like, she was just screwing with you. I'm like, no, she was saying her prayers. He goes, yeah, she was screwing with you.
I thought she was doing it because of the sun, you know, if you don't have a hat.
Well, no, that's what I thought too. He says, no,
Yes,
she was just screwing with you. I'm like, oh, don't ruin it for me, man. I don't know. But yeah,
anyway,
so I have a personal. I didn't know you were going to bring this product up, but I have a personal connection to that product. There you go.
I just picked it because I thought these are like extras. I mean, the main ones were the '70s ones.
So the girl on the product is Sarah Adernetto. I don't know that she went on to do any other modeling, but well, she was a sweetheart. She really was.
Moving on to you mentioned
Rollerblade Barbie. I shared this with you. Did you know about this before I shared it with you?
I did not. Now I'm going to bring her picture up.
This is hysterical. So those of you that
nice.
are those of you that know the comedian Bill Engvall.
Is that a thing down there that looks like fire? Okay, I'm just saying.
Yes. So let's back up. Bill Engvall talked about this product in his comedy sketch. He was the one who was like, no, he wasn't Jeff Fox. Jeff Foxworthy was Here's Your Sign. Bill Engvall was warning labels on products. And he's talked about this particular product where Barbie had these rollerblades that if you rolled the rollerblades, they would they had the same flint and steel inside of them
as the real thing?
As lighters.
Oh, okay.
That would make sparks, and sparks, whatever. And how were they dangerous? They're not. They're just making sparks, which, you're showing it right there. They light up. It's kind of cool. But what if Barbie were to roller skate through gasoline? And you're like, when the fuck would this friggin' happen? For crying out loud. This is a problem that we have to worry about? Well, yeah, go ahead, read your article there.
I actually don't have one for this. I'm sorry.
I did. Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. This was exactly the problem. They considered it a fire hazard because it had these
sparky things.
These sparky things. In theory, they could light your carpet on fire. They could light... I don't know when kids would be playing anywhere near a gasoline spill. I don't know. But, no. Let's be honest.
What if, what if your parent has, sniffing the gas can gasoline and, leaves an oily rag on the floor?
That's a whole problem that we have. But the shag carpeting was made out of polyester. It would fucking melt. It wouldn't light on fire. Just saying. Even as this was this in the 80s? This wasn't in the 70s.
This was later. No, because rollerblades, I think, didn't become a thing until the 90s. Sorry, I thought I had something on this. It was the 90s. Though.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that. Well, the point is, I'm looking at this going, you really need to work at this to make this dangerous. You really friggin' do.
But now I have an image of poor Barbie, in the wrong side of town, and some ruffians coming up to her, and then she's on her back, but then she just clacks the rollerblades together, and sparks start shooting out at the bad guys.
Right, she starts the gasoline on fire. And
exactly,
blows up your gas tank or some shit like that. Oh, jeez, saying.
I don't know. I mean, it's just the things we play with this.
I feel like we've gone. Think of the children. We have gone out of our way to find dangers to protect our children from.
Well, the last one really is dangerous for children. Aqueducts.
What the fuck is aqueducts?
You didn't hear about this?
I don't know.
Maybe I was working for a newspaper at the time this broke, so this was back in the late. I mean, it was probably sometime in the 10s. Hold on.
Boomer, what is an aqueduct? I don't know what this is.
I can't even read this title. Try over aqueducts toy coated with something.
Do you have a picture
something
of this
that rhymes with grape and drug begins. Okay, yes, it's
wow.
It was a parent's nightmare. A toddler, a presumably safe toy, an unimagined visit to an emergency room for Gilbert, Gilbert, Arizona. Residents Beth and Mark Monge. Life got unbearably worse when their 18-month-old son,
I don't even know what this is.
Ryan, swallowed some beads from the popular toy Aqueducts. Ryan started vomiting, but the ordeal began after paramedics airlifted Ryan to Mercy Gilbert Medical Center in July 2007. Yeah, I remember this was in the this was in the late
insane.
Ryan had seizures, stopped breathing, and fell into a coma. When he emerged from the hospital, he had permanent injuries and brain damage, according to court records. Yikes. It turned out the beads had been coated with a compound that, when ingested, breaks down.
You hear him turning through. He's got literal paper notes. I think that's funny.
Yes. It breaks down in GHB, better known as I think it's basically like a roofie. I'm sorry. That's what it is. And the drug in this particularly toxic to younger children like Ryan. 4 months later, the manufacturer Spin Master Inc. and its Canadian sister company Spin Master LLC pulled Aqueducts from the shelves after 2 other toddlers swallowed beads and went into comas but recovered. The United States Consumer Product Safety Commission announced a voluntary recall of an estimated 4.2 million units that had been sold after April that year for anywhere between $17 and $30. One of those was Ryan Monge's. The toy designed for children older than 4 allows kids to arrange colored beads in patterns and then allows them to create permanent art by spraying them with water, which seals the beads together. Hence Aqueducts. The box warned of ingestion hazards but not any chemicals. 8 years later, the Mongees are getting their day in court. They sued in federal court both Spin Master firms plus Toys R Us Incorporated, which sold the Aquadot toy to the Mongees. Today, the jury is hearing the open arguments. U.S. District Judge John Tucci's downtown Phoenix courtroom. That alone makes the case a rarity. A large majority of lawsuits by individuals against large corporations get dismissed or settled long after they reach a trial, especially in the U.S. District Court. In court documents, the family accuses Spin Master and a subcontracted Australian distributor of the beads named Moose Enterprise Pty Limited of deliberately substituting a safe chemical coating for the dangerous one to save money. And the lawsuit claims the manufacturer...
I can get behind that. I understand that, yeah.
Well, it gets better. The lawsuit claims the manufacturer saved at least $6,900 for every metric ton of chemical based on wholesale trading costs in China, where the toy was made.
Look, we are in an administration where we're talking about, you want safety? Make it in the United States. Just saying. Yeah, we have laws that consumer protection laws
they don't have over there.
That's why they produce things overseas, to skirt those laws. Just be aware of that. Jesse Guajardo says, Troy, wasn't there a karate Barbie? Was there? I did not know that. That is fucking cool.
The karate outfit. They did all kinds. They did Star Trek Barbies at some point, didn't they?
Yes, they did, and I actually have the Star Trek Barbies just because I'm a dumbass.
It's okay. I got the X-Files Barbies for my sister for one of her birthdays one time. They were done like Mulder and Scully.
Yeah, you and me, we simpatico.
Yes.
Mark's 47. Welcome to the channel. Am I too drunk to remember this? But this looks like a new name to me.
It looks new to me as well.
Welcome, Mark's 47. Thank you for being here. They were little BB-sized spheres that absorbed 20 times the volume in water and became bouncy little water spheres. So what's funny is...
like Orbeez then?
I don't know about Orbeez, but I do remember there were these...
this was a popular toy when it was out. The kids were...
There was a Doodas... I don't know about these Aquadots, but I do remember there was tons of these friggin' things that you'd throw into water and they'd which were kind of cool. I didn't know they were dangerous. Look, some of these things you got to go out of your way to hurt yourself with them. It's like,
if it's a kid, little dots looks like candy. They're gonna put one in the mouth and be swallowed by accident.
Kids are stupid. Parents not paying attention to their kids. Dude, this is Darwin at work. I'm just saying. You know, pay attention to your children. Watch them. I don't know. What the hell is wrong with you people? Really?
But I think the fact, though, if it was made in the United States, it wouldn't have been made with that chemical that would...
I'm getting sick and tired of this whole idea.
You could bring to a club and slip in a drink. I'm just saying.
The idea that we need these hedge laws to protect people, warning labels and stuff. It's like, you know what? There comes a point where it's like, if you're that stupid, we want you out of the gene pool. Just saying. Netter, what were you saying?
Mark's 47 said, they're like Orbeez, and some of them could be the size of your fist if you were careful.
Wow. There you go.
Listen, do you want... I wasn't going to do this, but since someone brought up earlier, I do have a little paragraph on the metal playgrounds, if you'd like me to read
Go for it.
And,
yeah.
I don't have a picture, but I'll put a Barbie. We'll pretend she's on the playground. Okay. Metal playgrounds. You may not have consciously noticed, but metal playgrounds are largely a thing of the past now. Back in their 80s heyday, though, playgrounds were metal slides, jungle gyms, and teeter-totters were everywhere. There was nothing quite like riding down a big metal slide with its surface heated to inferno-like levels by the afternoon sun, and jagged edges offering fresh cuts as you whizzed by. To be fair, the phasing out of metal playgrounds was probably a smart choice given their unnecessarily dangerous components, but most 80s and 90s kids surely looking back at those old metallic death traps with nostalgic fondness. And I'll be honest, those were probably leftover playground sets from the 80s. So they were probably well used even from the 70s.
What's really,
70s.
Really fun, though, is if you got a metal slide wet, you would go right off that thing.
Exactly.
That doesn't happen with the plastic slides.
I do remember going to some of those playgrounds during a rainstorm. Yeah, I remember that. I remember there was a so I always talk about growing up in the Chicagoland area. Specifically, yes. I grew up in the suburb called Brookfield. And Brookfield, Illinois, and there was a park that I went to called Beach Oak, and for whatever reason, it was I used to go there all the time as a kid. Slide on the slide, the swings and all that kind of stuff. And I had fond memories of it. And after Netta and I got married, I took her there. Just, hey, this is where I spent a lot of time as a kid, I took her on a tour of my childhood because I wanted her to understand me. And we went there, and it's very different than what kids perceive as fun these days. Well, let's face it, the kids these days are all, in their devices and bullshit.
It's not good.
No. But yeah, this was so Netter got to see where I played on the jungle gyms and the swings and so forth. Just saying. Sharing a little bit of the Netter, would you consider that romantic that I shared my childhood with you?
Yeah, I thought it was really sweet that you wanted me to see things that had been important to you.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that she wouldn't understand if I didn't share with her. Just saying. Jessica Guajardo says, Troy, I got my first concussion at a party. Ground your no. Look, some of the most fun we've had resulted in injury. Just saying. That was the 70s for us. Just saying. But we had real dirt on the playground when I was a kid. Not like the rubber shredded stuff like today. Holy shit, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, man.
You know what that rubber shredded shit is?
Isn't it tires?
Yeah. They're looking for a way to use up old tires. That's what that stuff is. You're absolutely right. Oh, RubyHoove. I swear, RubyHoove keeps so many YouTube channels alive by her support. Thank you, RubyHoove. She gifted a membership to Jason Fox from 540 Studios, whose channel I appeared on just the other day. So, Jason Fox, welcome to membership, and folks, please subscribe to Jason Fox because he deserves it. He is good people. RubyHoove, thank you so much for being here, and say hi to the mister. Thank you so much for being here. You are good people. So Jesse Green. Jesse, did I say hi to you earlier? I should have done. I hope I did. At school, had Mattel Space Shape. I fell down, broke it, my collarbone. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. But welcome. And RubyHoove, if you hadn't already endeared yourself to my heart by how you financially support me, saying hi to Netters Network is probably the greatest thing you could do to encourage me. You're encouraging the one I love most. So thank you, RubyHoove. Thank you. So what else we got, Boomer?
That's it.
That's it. Damn. That's anticlimactic.
Want one more thing? Okay, I'll find another thing on here. Slap bracelets. These fat
those things could like cut your fucking arm open.
Better
you know
known
what
as
those are?
What?
You know the metal tape measures?
Yes.
That's what they are.
That's kind of right. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about that.
That is true. Someone took the cover off of one of those and saw the thing underneath and was like, what the heck?
Yeah. You're absolutely right about that. What do you got, Boomer?
So it's from that same article. These fat accessories, better known as slap wraps, were popular in the late 80s and early 90s with children at all different age groups. They were a popular fashion accessories due to their wide variety of styles and the trademark way they could be slapped on your wrist. Since they were made of metal, however, the prolonged wear and tear led to the metal coming through the outer casing, and many schools banned the bracelets after finding children were being hurt. Cut your
friggin' wrist, for damn sake.
They made a comeback in 2011, but the hilariously came under fire again. This time for the discovery of new pictures printed on the metal and some of the bracelets, the result of cheaper Chinese versions.
Let's be clear. What these are is the geometry of these products. You have this straight product that if you slap it over your wrist, it wraps around.
All right. You want
to? Boys got the hiccups.
Yeah. The alcohol has kind of gotten to me, but
here, soda.
Yeah. Let me fill this up. Go ahead, Boomer.
I'll go ahead. I know you're going to say.
No, I was just going to say that these things were, they had sharp edges because it was metal. And if you didn't pay attention to what you're doing, you were going to cut your damn wrist open. I never had this problem, and this was a little bit later in life, but so I'd like to think I had a bit of intelligence, but look, I think all of these products fall under the Darwin Award rules, right? If you aren't paying attention and you're being stupid, you're gonna take yourself out of the gene pool, right? You're gonna injure yourself. You're gonna unalive yourself because you're not paying attention to your children. Just saying. Oh, right. RubyHoove, you don't have to. Look, you already support the channel so much, but then you come and you drop another $5 for hubby goes by Hoove. Yes, that is his handle. I had slap bracelets. They were fun. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them.
It's only when the metal starts coming through you want to stop.
Normal, intelligent people are not hurt by these things. I think you have to have a level of.
You have to be kind of special to hurt yourself.
Yeah, you got to have a kind of level of retardation to hurt yourself. But yes, people were stupid enough to hurt themselves with these things. Just saying.
So here we go. We'll end with the water wiggle. You know what the water wiggle is?
No, but it sounds like
I don't know, but it's looking like the
looks like a hose with a funny face attached to it. Looks almost like a ghost from Pacelli.
Oh yeah, I was surprised to find out how dangerous these things were. I did not play with these. I was aware of them. Look, these kinds of toys were fun in the summertime because you wanted to cool off. And honestly, you give me an old-fashioned, what do you call it?
Fire hydrant?
Well, yes. That's a great example. Sprinkler system for watering your grass. Just being able to run through those to cool off was friggin' enough for me. I didn't need these things that would spray water up into a thing that would fly up in the air and spray water around. And oh shit, if this thing fell down and hit you in the head, you'd be screwed. Because I never played with those things. I didn't need them. Get into the article. Go ahead.
So, the water wiggle was Whammo's answer to the age-old question, how can we make a garden hose more lethal? This 7...
Whoever wrote this article is brilliant. Funny. I love that.
This 7-foot plastic serpent topped with a grinning bell-shaped head.
Yes, I saw commercials for this. I never had any interest in this. I'm like, my mom was like, is this something you would want? And I'm like, nah, I'm fine with the backyard sprinkler. Yeah.
No, I'm fine with being alive.
No, I didn't even think about that. I was like, I don't see where the fun of this is. I'd rather just run through the sprinkler. I'm okay with it, you know?
So apparently this would thrash around unpredictably when connected to a garden hose. Soaking
which again I will say kids of the 70s and 80s used to drink out of garden hoses, just saying.
It was all fun and games until the head popped off, revealing a high pressure aluminum nozzle that would whip around like a flailing fire hose.
We're all gonna die.
In 1978, a 4-year-old boy drowned after the nozzle became lodged in his mouth. And a similar that occurred in 1975.
What the nozzle doing in his mouth?
Maybe it whipped around and it went in his mouth and he couldn't get it out. And it's like,
look, I'm telling you, these kids, between the parents not paying attention to them, the kids being fucking stupid. It's like Darwin is in action here. Just saying.
So the Consumer Product Safety Commission in Whammo recalled approximately 2.5 million units. Yeah, this thing was taken off. They turned hoses on people during riots back in the 60s.
Mark Meldikoff, attack of killer garden hose. Holy shit. Right?
Happy birthday, Junior. Go. Now go turn this thing on.
Dude, in the middle of summer, okay, when it's like a friggin' 101 degrees in the shade, right? All you wanted was just the water. You just take the hose and sprinkle yourself to cool off, right? You didn't need the face flying in the air, sprinkling water. That was all just window dressing. You just wanted to cool off.
You didn't want to run around and go, I have to avoid this thing killing me.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh shit, this thing hit me in the head and I just lost my hat. And oh my gosh, am I that drunk?
No more tracking for you.
No more tracking for me, yes. But look how much I still have left.
Some of that soda.
Real quick, I want to say hi to, well, I always want to bring up RubyHoove's comments. Grass burn instead of carpet burn. Oh, Ruby. Did you ever have that, like you'd slide across the grass and you'd have this, ow, it hurt, but then you had this green, like, streak on your skin? Yeah. That's a 70s thing. Or my generation, anyway. Hey, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Daniel Barry. Thank you so much for being here. Good to see you. Troy, there's made fun of that water toy on Robot Chicken. Oh, Robot Chicken was... Robot Chicken is a bunch of folks that are about my age that rip that shit apart.
Wait a minute. Can I do one more?
Go for it.
Last one.
Yeah.
This one's called Dip a Flower.
I saw that. I never heard about it until I was doing research for tonight's stream. Go ahead.
Dip a Flower kits were supposed to be a wholesome craft project. In reality, they gave kids a stick, a pool of chemical sludge, and a prayer. You twist a wire into a flower shape.
You don't have a picture of this thing?
No. Well, no, because I thought I just didn't do everything.
No. Let me see if I can find
one.
Don't
find a picture. I'll read. You twist the wire into a flower shape and dip it into the colorful resin, hoping it hardened before it fumes knocked you out. No masks, no warning. You, your flower, and an invisible headache waiting to happen. It was creative, sure, but probably shaved a few years off everyone's sense of smell. This is. Find the picture, then I think we'll call it a night.
I'm trying to bring it up. I don't know why it's not coming
Dip a
up.
flower. I had 11 toys, dude. It's just we went through them so fast because it's horrifying.
Oh, really? We got through them that fast? Okay, fair enough.
All right, but dip a flower. It just, let me see. Find a picture, dude.
I got one. Give me a second here. Let me bring it up. Oh, come on. Open up. Open image, new tab. There we go. Okay, there we go. How do I do this? Share. Entire screen. There we go. There we go. So, there we go. Resin flowers. This is, I've never heard of this before today. You're mentioning it isn't the first time I've heard of it. I've heard of it before about 24 hours ago, but I'm like, no, this wasn't one of my things.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, Netter doesn't know about it either, so what's the deal with this thing?
Nothing. It had toxic fumes that would make you pass out.
For fuck's sake, we were trying to kill our kids in the 70s. If you made it through the 70s, you Darwined away.
Look, what would you get for lunch? You'd have a bologna sandwich and a snowball, okay, and you'd call it a day, right?
Actually, you're not wrong about that.
We have
Ruby, you are so generous.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Ruby.
Ruby, thank you so much. Do you remember lawn Yeah! Rewind. Go back to the beginning of the stream. That was one of the first ones we talked about.
We'll do lawn darts. Ruby. I'll go back and
yeah.
If I can move. The stream's not up, dude. The thing's not up.
You took it down to show your picture, honey.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
let's get the lawn darts back.
There you go.
And yes, I'm sure kids used to use these, and let's throw them at each other, because why not? There's the Boba Fett.
The idea of throwing them up in the air and they friggin' land in your friggin' skull.
Clackers. There you go. They're the lawn darts. You like those, RubyHoove?
For crying out loud, that was a fun game. It still is.
They're not fun when you're in the hospital. I'm just saying.
I think if Netter and I were to play that game in our backyard, we'd be hard-pressed to hurt each other with it.
Listen to me. You're complaining. I know what's on your mind
because we're not
now.
Stupid. Yeah, exactly.
No, right. You're complaining. You're thinking it's the helicopter parents and the everyone gets a trophy thing and all this stuff.
No. I think it's the parents that aren't paying attention to their children, and the children are like, freaking killing each other,
They shouldn't do that. It's not good for your health.
No, that's bad. That's very, very bad.
Anyway, but I don't know. I mean, you know what? It was all good fun. We all survived. I mean, heck, I went to Action Park and I survived.
What's Action Park? You did a stream about this, didn't you? Real quick.
We talked about this during our summer vacation stream.
No, I know we did. Real quick, Ruby, I just got to ask, you are a wonderful supporter of the channel. Does the Mr. Is he even completely unaware of the channel? I would love to have him just drop in on a stream. Just let him know I asked after him, please.
And how are you and your sister doing?
Oh, God, yes, please.
I don't think we've had an update in a while.
We have not heard about you and your sister recently. I'm assuming you're okay because you're here, but what about your sister? We want to know. Mark Melnikoff says, Julie remembers those clackers. Yeah. Yeah. We're all of a certain age, right?
I'm waiting for someone to go, Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Well, us old farts remember, right. Running wild between our home and the neighbors. Yeah. And that was the other thing, too. We used to, I remember on Saturdays, I would pack a backpack with a lunch and all the toys that I wanted to play with and survival items, and I would take off on my bike, and my mom would not see me until the sun was going down.
How it was back in the day.
Yeah, that was a rule. Street lights come on, you come home.
That was an adventure.
They wanted you outside getting some sunshine and exercise.
So in my mind, it was an adventure, but in reality, it was just a very, very, very long bike ride on all of the nature trails. But yeah, so lawn darts. I am bothered by the fact they want to outlaw these friggin' things. These things, yes, are theoretically dangerous, but
okay, so our regular darts, you can hit somebody with those.
Yeah, right. And I don't know. Just like the whole concept of the Second Amendment, tools for home protection and hunting. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're going to hurt yourself and others. Let's take some personal responsibility. That's all I'm saying. But
that's out of fashion these days.
Taking responsibility for yourself, yeah, you're absolutely right about
blaming others.
That is the biggest problem. Yeah, absolutely.
But listen, I these are some cherished memories, and we survived to tell the tale.
I agree. Unfortunately, you, Aged Boomer, myself, Netter, we survived, but we didn't get to pass on our genes to another generation.
Well,
it's just the way it is.
Yes.
Sure. Oh, Ruby, I didn't even know your sister's name was Donna. Okay. But won't ever be 100%. I understand. I'm okay. Bought a new Honda Fit. I don't know what that is.
It's a good car. I have one myself.
I don't know about a Honda Fit. I don't know what that is. Netter and I have a Honda Accord. Yeah. We're holding on to that as long as we can. Absolutely.
It's paid off, so why not?
Right. Exactly. And Honda has been very, very good to us as far as standing up over time. It's worth it.
Yeah, it's like the only reason why we had to replace our old Honda is because here in Illinois we had something they called the polar vortex, where it got so flipping cold that it's
it went from above freezing to minus. I don't know what, below zero.
I think at one point it was minus 20.
And it literally cracked our engine block.
What had happened was the oil froze. And we had just had an oil change done at Jiffy Lube. Do not go to Jiffy Lube, people. They F up your cars. What they did is when they replaced the engine, when they replaced the oil, they either didn't change the oil or they didn't put enough in, because when we had it towed to our mechanic, they're like, there's not enough oil here to do anything. And there was no leaking in our garage, so we know it wasn't that. Yeah. And the little bit that was there froze because there was so little of it. Do not take your car to Jiffy Lube. They will F you over.
Yeah, if you buy a car from a dealership, go ahead and pay whatever you got to pay. Take it back to the dealership. They'll take care of you.
Yeah, we only go to the dealership. We haven't even gone to our old mechanic since we bought our Honda because we just go right to the dealership and go, hey, take care of this.
Welcome, Curtis Selby. Thank you for being here. And was that the last toy we had to talk about?
Yes.
Boomer, I'm assuming you don't have to work tomorrow?
No.
Okay, because I just realized, holy crap, we've gone way late. We've gone way late for you. Absolutely. Oh. I am happy to keep drinking and keep getting drunker.
But your wife isn't. I'm not drinking anymore of that Kraken.
Well, but look at where I'm at. I still have a lot ahead of me. So.
And some of that is soda.
Well, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, that's not all Kraken. Some of that's soda.
So, yeah, the 70s had a lot of recalls and dangerous toys and lawsuits, and it was a weird time. Those of us now in the modern day are, like I said, with the whole Boba Fett thing, it's like there are boutique creators that are putting out. I do have a Boba Fett with a firing rocket, and it's like, I'm like, dude, I don't even need it to fire the rocket. I don't give a crap. I'm not going to be playing with it. I just want to display it. But it's kind of cool because I didn't get to have it as a kid. Just to... Thank you, Mark. Would love to hear what Julie has to say about tonight's stream. She's going to say, like, Troy is slurring his words. He's all messed up. Yeah. But it... Did I miss anything from RubyHoove? Let me just, because I just noticed that Jesse said goodnight to RubyHoove. Ruby, if you're heading out, have a great night. You are good people. Thank you so much. And we were, I don't know, Boomer. I feel like we were a tougher generation.
A little bit, maybe.
I like to think so, but we are in a very strange. We are in a very strange. Take care, y'all. No. Thank you, Ruby. You are good people. I am not someone who prays a lot anymore. I've got my issues with the big cat at the top of the stairs, but when I do pray, you're one of the people that I definitely pray for. Thank you so much for being here, RubyHoove. Mark Melnikoff says, Troy, Julie is finding you social credits for violating the Verbal Morality Act. Julie, give me some grace, okay? Pay more attention to the content of my channel and less about the actual words I use. Let's be fair here. Just saying. But the 70s, I would encourage you all, if you are younger, didn't grow up in the 70s, go check out some movies from the 70s. And I think, especially those ones that are PG, you're going to look at that and go, this is PG? Yeah. PG in the 70s and PG in the 2000s.
Bad News Bears was PG. They couldn't even make that movie today.
I just got to say, the young ladies in the Bad News Bears... young Troy had a serious crushes.
Right. Jodie Foster.
Was that Jodie Foster?
That was Jodie Foster.
I had a thing for Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster got. She had some things happen to her in Hollywood that messed her up, and I'm very angry about that. Just a side thing. Oh, I didn't realize she was laughing right now, or that she was watching right now. Hey, Julie, I hope you're doing well. I love you, but give me some grace, please. Netter's here. She's watching over me, and she's got me covered.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to smack him.
Oh, I deserve it, baby. I might even enjoy it. Just saying. Where are we at, Boomer? We got. Is there anything?
No, we're done. You were saying, though, that the times have changed or something, or I don't know, the world today, or you were saying something to that effect.
I don't even remember.
It's okay. We've had a week. But
we really have. If my original stream, if my there was a stream I intended to share before, like 15 minutes before this one started. If that didn't play, I'll re-release it tomorrow. But this has been a week, and what a week it's been. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, his boss has been getting on his last nerve. And
I work for a complete asshole. I really do. He's this overweight Italian guy that I work for. He's a fucking asshole. Just gotta say.
Mario?
I know myself, you dumbass.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. Anyway, tomorrow.
A joke.
Yeah.
What do you got going on? What movie tomorrow night? Whose channel?
Me. And it'll be Ghostbusters.
I've heard of that movie.
It's a great movie, man. What a great franchise, right?
Yes.
So that's tomorrow night, Sunday night. What are we going to be talking about on Geeky Geezers?
A lot of things. For instance, unfortunately, a delay in the Highlander movie were our latest stories. Some Nintendo news today that I actually thought was good enough to put in the stream, which you may disagree, but it's we'll talk about that. Oh, and some interesting Lego news for fans of a particular science fiction franchise that is not Star Wars, but might also begin with a star.
Oh, for crying out loud! Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know, man. This might be the thing that gets destroying the Lego.
I'm not a huge Lego guy, but okay, fair enough.
Did you watch the little trailer? Shows a minute. You see the beaming, and you're like, "What's around?" And this thing zooms in, and it's a tiny minifigure of Jean-Luc Picard.
Whatever.
They're probably going to base the beginning sets on TNG. Maybe they'll move into other sets later on. But yeah, they're probably going with TNG instead of original series. But that's fine. I know TNG is very popular as well. So, and that'll be the sets, and we have other stuff to talk about too. And it'll be a fun time.
So that's Sunday. Monday, I have no idea what the members' night at the movies is going to be. I did not put up a poll, so forgive me. I'll probably just have to make an executive decision. Tuesday, Dumbland for Live from Sparkwood 21.
Very excited.
Are you interested in that? You haven't seen it.
I've not even heard of it before you mentioned it, so I'm very curious.
This is going to be some weird ass shit, but that's pretty typical. And then the next episode of Blake 7, Assassin.
Is there an assassin in it?
Yep. That's the whole idea.
So it wasn't directed by Ryan Johnston, where he would subvert expectations by not having
subvert expectations.
There's
Fuck
no
that
assassin
asshole.
in it. Yes.
So Thursday, Netter, what do we got going on
Thursday? The hour before Thursday things is going to be my members only trivia. So if you like trivia and you want to join the party, you're going to have to become a member. It's pretty cheap. It's $2.99 a month. And yeah, I'd love to have you there.
Jesse Guajardo asks Agent Boomer, have you seen the Wallace and Gromit set? Is it cheesy? Just curious.
Oh, funny.
Can I finish?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, she was talking about the trivia night. Yes.
Yeah, so trivia night for members only. And that's something that I think I want to make a regular thing. Depends on how this one goes. If everyone likes it, then I'll keep it as a regular thing. If not, I'll come up with something else. But I think everyone's going to like it. I'm actually going to go online and find some questions like they would use in like Trivial Pursuit. So they'll be general on all different things. I suppose that's not general then if they're on all different things. But I mean, it's going to be the types of questions you would find like in Trivial Pursuit and that sort of thing. So these ones aren't going to be about me and Troy. That one was a special one. But yeah, if the members like it and they want to continue doing this, then I will make sure that we do this more often. And then right after that...
Oh, RubyHoove, what happened that you had to re-up your membership? You've been a member for a while. Thank you, Ruby, for re-upping your membership. Thank you. Sorry.
And then on Thursday things, I'm going to be, if I can get it filmed this weekend and then edited, I'm going to be showing you how to make those homemade cough drops. But I'm going to like film it and you'll be seeing my video as we're live streaming.
I bought her some new molds, so I hope they work out.
So I'm actually going to try out the thing a little bit differently. So like my regular mold is plastic and they're kind of like, we call them bullet shape. It's they're like shaped like gumdrops basically.
Yeah.
And for those ones, I know I have to spray them down with butter spray. With the ones that Troy got me, they're silicone. So I'm going to spray a couple of them with butter to see if that works better, and a couple of them just leave the way they are. Because I mean, being silicone molds, you should be able to just kind of pop them up from the bottom.
I think that's going to be the case. Yeah.
But I've read mixtures on results for these things. That's why I'm going to try some with butter, some without, and see how they are. And also give you some helpful hints on what not to do.
For those of you in Central Time Zone, happy Saturday.
Yes, it is now Saturday. Well, 3 minutes to Saturday. Remember that clock?
Yeah, your clock is off. Yeah.
So that's what the plan is for Thursday, which brings us back around to Friday.
Boomer and I haven't had a chance to talk about next Friday, so we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I have an idea, but we'll talk about it more on...
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Next Saturday is Big Al. I don't know what he's got planned, so...
Maybe more zombies.
Oh, this is spooky season, so it's gonna be interesting. So there we go.
Zombies.
Yep.
Could be.
And that brings us around to next geeky users. So there we go, guys. So that's it. That's all I got, man.
That's all I got too. Be careful with children's toys; they could be deadly.
Oh, for crying out loud! It's like, look, if you've got children, pay attention to what the frick they're playing.
Read the instructions.
I mean, you ignore your kids, they're gonna get hurt, or worse,
or hurt others.
Yeah. Netter, any last thoughts, any last words before we wrap this stuff up?
Yeah, because Troy is incapable of speaking.
I am blotto. That's true.
Yeah, it's like I gotta start taking the bottle away after the second drink. Well, you're not having any more now.
Yep.
But anyway, I want to thank you all for being here. You know how much we all appreciate you. You are Osmo.
You are good people.
And we don't do this for us. We do this for you. So I'm really happy that we're doing something that you like, because you keep coming back, so we must be doing something right. And just thank you so much for encouraging us and encouraging one another in the chat, as well as the many, many ways that you support our channels. So thank you for that. And until next time, good night and God bless.
Boomer, last thoughts, last words?
Nothing. Just stay safe and cherish your loved ones while they're in your lives. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Yeah, Charlie Kirk's wife.
Yeah, awful.
She did a commentary tonight, and it broke my heart.
Yeah.
And I gotta say that tonight's stream really pulled me out of the doldrums after that. So thank you guys.
Yeah, we were
so
trying
much.
to do that for you guys because we know it's been a rough week for the country right now. So,
Lady Mist got this in a little early so I could bring it up over on Netters Network. The Sheba dog farting out the hearts.
We call it the farty fox.
I think that's funnier than the way the platform describes it. Lady Miss, thank you for encouraging us, and Boomer, thank you for helping me close out the stream because I'm blotto. Guys, this has been a hell of a week. If my little clip didn't go up 15 minutes before we went live tonight, I'll get it up tomorrow, but this has been a week, and I appreciate everybody who's been patient with us, but I think all of us in North America have been, there's some struggles going on, and I want to thank everybody who has supported the channel, supported, I don't even mean financially, I just mean spiritually and emotionally. Thank you so much, all of you. And that's it. Thank you guys so much. You guys take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune, crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round